Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the BISH, BOSH, BOSH. This is episode 6. Episode 6.
Month and a half, man. Month and a half. It's crazy.
Oh no, this is absolutely mad. I am your host with the most, Retro Wolf Live. With me, with the most hostess with the mostess is Trans Gamer Girl. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing okay. How are you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. I am doing very, very well. Let's see what's going to happen, because this is going to be an absolute blast on this episode, and I think it's going to be one hell of a show. I mean, last week
It's gonna be awesome.
we had Aries, unbelievable, and we're not going to get one, even though it's one streamer, but it's like two streamers.
Yeah.
At the same time, when you think about it as well, these guys are.
I'm excited.
I am excited as well, and these guys are absolutely amazing, and I really do hope these guys can get to like the highest level, and I really do hope they do. We no other than GulliloverGames, aka Haley and Lewis. How you doing, guys? You okay?
Hello. You're all right? How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Are you guys nervous with the podcast tonight?
Ralph is.
Ralph's nervous.
Yeah.
Oh,
But we're okay.
He's
that's
okay.
good.
We're all good.
That's all good in Seahood. That's the main thing of it all, because it's going to be an absolute blast tonight, because I am absolutely ecstatic, because I'm glad that you two have come on, because we're going to have so much office memes, office references, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Only because of what you told me before we started the stream.
Yeah, I've got to.
I didn't know this, so
yeah. I mean, when I met like GG for the first time, we was like office memes going back and forth as well, and it's just absolutely insane stuff as well. So it's going to be a blast. Like I said, we always do the segments as we always do. First off, we're going to talk about the PC and the console news that we are going to be talking about. Then we're going to talk, hopefully, lead in to the main discussion topic, and then this is the fun part. We get to choose. We get to answer the questions that these guys have answered the numbers
they get to
just
answer
before.
the questions we ask.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean, don't you? Just like they hear their perfect answers as well. That's the main thing.
6 weeks, Malk. 6 weeks.
You know me by now. I'm always off the ball every time, and yeah, it's boiling hot in the UK as well. So I'm pouring sweat now. So guys, shall we get straight into the first segment? Shall we do that? Yeah? All good stuff. So, as you can see on the first segment, would be the PC console news. So, did you want me to go through some of it, Trans, or did you want to go through?
However you want to split it up, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go to my page because I got to pull it to the second side so that I can see my chat in case people pop in. And I don't know, people are talking, and there's echo. Yay, guys! Sorry.
Yeah. well, we're sorry for the technical difficulties here, guys.
Sorry, guys.
So, we're going to talk about. We mentioned about this in the past, but we're going to talk about Halo Infinite. Confirms skill-based matchmaking. So, I've noticed that if you've heard it in the past, basically they were going to make it for one game in the last 10 years itself. So try and use it as much as possible. The 343 Industries confirmed that they are implementing SBMM, but they have not specified how it will be implemented. But there could be Battle Royale style with a lobby full of evenly matched players, or could take the advantage across multiple players on a team based. Has players divided on the area. Not sure how aggressive 343 will be with it. So, have you guys played Halo in the past? Do you like
every single goddamn one of them?
That's
amazing.
I'm a massive Halo fan. You know, I've been playing it since I was probably about 10. Like that. So yeah, and got massively into multiplayer in 3, Reach, 4. Didn't really touch 5. Couldn't really get into 5, but I'm buzzing for Halo Infinite. Only because, I mean, it's the first Halo since 2015, so
yeah,
you know, it's getting on a bit now. I mean, Halo Wars 2 came out in 2017, which was good, but it's not a Halo game. You know, it's not a first-person shooter. But I'm so excited for Halo Infinite because the multiplayer is going to be free to play, right? So there's no barrier to entry. You know, it is. I mean, the barrier to entry is low anyway because Game Pass. You know, £10 a month, and you can play the game, so you don't have to buy it 50, 60 quid, dollars, whatever it is. But because the multiplayer is going to be free to play, you know, you're going to get an influx of new fans. You're going to get old fans returning to the series who may not have, you know, enjoyed 5. So to have this skill-based matchmaking is, I think, a very good idea. Because you're going to get people like me who's a little rusty. I mean, I was really good in Halo 4, by the way, really, really good. But not so much on the other games. I can't hold my own in like Call of Duty or anything like that. I'm not great. But don't shake your head.
Can't play Valorant.
No, you're good. I'm looking at something else.
But because that barrier to entry is gone, you can literally just be like, play Halo with me, and there's no reason why not to, because it's free to play, and it doesn't matter if you're great at the game, if you're rusty at the game. It just gives people a more even chance to enjoy the game more, to get it into more hands, because they've heard this great reputation of you're playing against people at your own skill level. I don't know whether it'll be in just the standard deathmatch mode or the big team battle modes, or if it's going to be something like competitive. I'm not entirely sure how they're actually going to, put it into Halo Infinite's multiplayer. I mean, the standard Halo multiplayer is your team battle, your big team battle, Slayer, and then King of the Hill, free for all. I mean, they're pretty much bog standard, right? Most first person shooters all have the same online multiplayer modes now, especially now the whole Rainbow Six, Valorant, that's all taking off. So I'm sure there'll probably be some similar mode at some point like that. But they've 343 have outright said they're not doing a battle royale mode.
They did specify that it's not going to be battle royale, but we're not sure how they're going to use the SBMM yet. That's what the note we were talking about. Yeah,
I, for one, for someone who's not the biggest battle royale fan, think Halo is one of the better games to be using battle royale. It's better than Call of Duty because you've got this history of vehicles in your big team slayers. You look right back to Halo Combat Evolved when you're playing on LAN parties.
Mm-hmm.
You get warthogs and stuff like that straight from the first game, and now big maps and stuff. They've always done big maps. You look at like Valhalla from Halo 3 and Blood Gulch, obviously one of the most iconic.
Yeah.
And I think it would be perfect for a battle royale mode, but they've straight out said that they're not doing it, and I think that's a bit of a shame.
I'm thinking. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. Overall, the skill-based, matchmaking or whatever it's called, I think is a great idea, because you're going to get the die-hard fans, and you're going to get such an influx of new fans, and then old fans, the old fans like me, who are a little bit rusty, but they're probably a step above brand new fans. And then you're going to get people that are still playing Halo Master Chief Collection or Halo 5 every single day. So they're going to be like way up there. It's going to be a more even playing field regardless, because of this. There is no barrier to entry anymore. It's just everyone can play it straight off. But yeah, sorry, you carry on.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead, man. You're fine. No, I was just saying that I think that the reason why they don't want to do a battle royale maybe is because they don't want to actually get wrapped up in the idea of a battle royale situation. Yeah. So since there are so many battle royales out there, instead of saying it's just another battle royale mode or whatever, that's probably why they're wanting to try and steer away from that type of mindset with the battle royale mode.
And we've seen.
I understand that.
We've seen games like Battlefield try to implement it and fail quite outrightly. I mean, Call of Duty done well. Apex is obviously from the Titanfall devs, but they've made it completely separate. I think if it's going to come to Halo, it will be a year down the line, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, I'm happy for Halo to be back. What's it?
We've had a lot of updates on Halo Infinite since E3, so we've gone back to it. How many times now? Because it's like the third time, something like that.
It's not the trilogy.
Yeah.
It's just like it's
The
just
Halo
unbelievable.
trilogy. Don't mind me earlier, guys. I was just making sure I popped all my notifications for everyone. So that's what I was doing. I wasn't ignoring nobody.
But yeah, I was going to say, we mentioned earlier before, this is going to be the only game that's going to be out for Halo for the next 10 years, as I mentioned in the past. So what's your thought of that, to be fair? Like, are they not going to have any more after that?
I mean, if they decide to have any more later on, it'll just because they're trying to build up hype. It may be something similar to kind of what the Elder Scrolls did with Bethesda did with Elder Scrolls. They're like, oh, after Skyrim, there's no more Skyrim, no more Elder Scrolls coming out. Not at all. It's going to be online. That's the last thing we're doing. And I think online came before. Did online come before Skyrim? I can't remember. But and it could be and when a company does that, it tends to build up hype for that particular franchise.
Yeah.
So if they decide at some point, say, oh, the fans really want us to do another Halo, it's been 15 years since we did Infinite, they're going to know there's going to be the hype there for it. You know what I mean? So it's going to really build like a big want for it. And it's almost a supply and demand thing. That's how I take it, at least.
Absolutely. I mean, what you guys, Gulliver?
Personally, with the 10-year thing, I think you're right in that if the fans demand it, they will make another game. I think personally they'll probably do something like a Halo 3 ODST. They bring out a new single player campaign short story.
Yeah.
Every couple of years for the next 10 years. I mean, it's been 6 years since Halo 5. Halo 5 is still being updated today, so the multiplayer aspect of it, and they're separate now, right? So you got Halo Infinite, you pay money for, and your Halo multiplayer is free to play. The multiplayer is just going to be updated nonetheless, right? It's always going to be live. It's always going to be updated for the next 10 years. They've said with the season pass, once you buy a season pass, you can still continue to work on that once the season has changed.
Yeah,
which is great.
We talked about that.
Yeah, so they've already announced that. Like I said, with these, single player campaigns quite important to Halo. I listened to a podcast quite a while ago, and they said, Call of Duty fans used to come to Call of Duty for the multiplayer, but there's a single player, attached to it.
If you want it.
Yeah.
Doom fans came to Doom 2016 for the single player, and there was a multiplayer mode attached to it, right? Whereas with Halo, it's a bit more, you're coming to it for both. Halo fans, they like both. They like the single player, the story, but they also really enjoy the multiplayer. I look like I'm juggling melons here. But
it's okay. I talk in my hands too, so it's all good.
But so I think obviously the single player is going to be where Halo Infinite live or dies, regardless. If the single player is great, they'll update it in a year, 2 years, 3 years. They'll give a little DLC or something. Whereas with if the single player is not so great and it's not really well received, they'll ditch that and they'll just support the multiplayer. Obviously, there's things like Firefight, which is like a horde mode, which I don't know if they'll have it from day one or if they're updated later on. They can always update with new multiplayer modes. But with the single player aspect of it, hoping it's good, and I hope they support it with a DLC in a year, 2 years, something like that.
I hope so, anyway, because I just don't want it to be like, what's the word I'm after? Like, Halo's been, as you said, amazing, and it always has been amazing. I don't want it to drop down how should I put it? Like the expectations, and you expect it to be going well, and then all of a sudden, oh, damn it! Do you know what I mean? And that's
like it was with 5.
Yeah. So you don't want it to like you want more, but at the same time, do you think they've overdone it sometimes? I mean, what's your thoughts? Like, did you feel like Halo should be stopped after this, or do you feel like they could do more, but is that going to damage their reputation?
They can always, it's a franchise at the end of the day. To keep the franchise alive, you need to keep implementing on it and keep it in the public's eye at the end of the day. We've seen things like Disney, right? Disney's been a franchise since, the 1930s, 40s, or wherever it is. The only reason it's been successful for that long is because they keep, re-innovating and reinventing these characters. So when something new comes along, like Star Wars, right, with the sequel trilogy, the fans were outraged.
Yeah.
But kids love it. So it's been reinvented, redirected at new children, and guess what? It made $1 billion. So, like, it obviously works, doesn't it? So it's the same thing with Halo. Keep bringing stuff out for it, and it will keep, and the fans will just eat it up, whether it's good or bad. They'll still purchase it or Game Pass download it, like I would, and they'll still play it. I know Phil Spencer came out and said, Halo doesn't live or die on. Do you guys listen to podcasts on Locked at all? It's an IGN podcast.
I have not.
No, so it's Xbox centric, right? It's an IGN podcast. It's Xbox centric, and they had Phil Spencer on recently, head of Xbox, and they asked him, does Halo Infinite determine whether Halo can, whether Halo live or dies? And he said no. He said no. If Halo Infinite doesn't perform well, the fans will still be there, the player base will still be there, and we'll bring out something different in a couple of years' time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the same as The Sims. Like, they just keep
basically
redoing the same
butcher
thing.
The Sims, and they still play it.
They still make money off of it.
Butcher The Sims on there.
It's like the new expansion packs that are like £35 each, and people are pre-ordering them just because they want a particular kettle that's coming with it or something stupid. And it's just like, no matter what they bring out, it says The Sims on it, everyone's going to buy it.
Same thing.
Rubber stamps.
Your hardcore people will always be there, no matter what. They'll be like, take my money. Take my money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I want that one cabinet. Take my money.
But before we move on from Halo, did you see about the ping system that they're bringing into it?
No.
I did not.
So, I mean, I think it's quite recent news, but they basically announced that there's going to be a ping system in Halo, which have got people thinking about Battle Royale again, like you said, sort of similar to the skill-based matchmaking. So they brought out that they're going to bring a ping system. Fans are obviously divided whether they like it or don't like it. It's great for, again, new players. They're used to the ping system in Apex. I think Fortnite might have it. I don't know. I don't play those games. But it's useful for, again, big team slayer. You ping the ghost, all right? People know there's a vehicle there. They can run to get in the vehicle. They can capture the flag, whatever. It's good to see, I think, Halo taking on these new mechanics and not just being Halo from, 20 years ago now? The 2001, Combat Evolved launch. So, so they obviously are, keeping an eye on these other popular first-person shooters and taking notes from them, I think. Especially with
definitely. They're definitely taking notes and be like, oh, this seems to work pretty good on this system. Let's try this.
And you would, right? Because business and stuff. I'm excited. I think it'll be a Halo for the fans and Halo for new fans.
Sorry, the dog keeps dropping toys off. He's sitting up here and he's dropping his toys off it.
That's okay.
He's so sad.
It's all right.
Don't be sad, puppy. Don't be sad. You're so cute.
He's just gonna drop it again.
Mine used to do that too. She used to do that stuff too. She was just like, she'd be chewing on it, and all of a sudden she just drop it and look at me like, aren't you gonna get that for me, mommy?
Yeah. He will drop it again on purpose in a minute just to get Lewis to go back over
just like, drop it. You gonna drop it? Yeah. You gonna want to pick it up? Yeah.
Vipers.
Damn it! Why? But yeah, I did not expect the Halo discussion to be about 20 minutes long.
Lewis loves Halo.
Get excited.
Yeah, that's all
There's
good.
nothing wrong with that.
So that's all good.
I'll go get my collection out in a minute.
Okay, I'll get the next news article, Malk, if you want me to.
Yeah, if you can. Please.
I'll do the next two actually, and you can do the last one. How about that? We'll mix it up.
Bish bash
trying
bosh.
different things, guys.
Bish bash bosh on there. So carry on, Trance. Off you go.
Okay, so the next thing we have to cover today is that Elgato confirmed that they have a new face cam now. They had the Future of Content Creation event. This information comes from The Verge. This face cam is meant to be an option for people who don't have a high-end camera of their own to connect to something like their CamLink HDMI to USB devices. This face cam has a lot of awesome, really good streamer-friendly features. It's 1080p webcam. It can record at up to 60 frames per second. It has a Sony Starvis CMOS sensor. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I think it has to do with the focus of it. It has an 8-element prime fixed focus lens with the 2.4 aperture, 24 millimeter full frame equivalent focal length, up to an 82-degree field of view. It's also including with this kit a low profile monitor mount that can, and the actual camera itself can attach to this mount or go to a standard tripod with the 1/4-inch thread. And it'll be great for capturing detail while reducing noise and any sorts of lighting conditions because of the focus. And it has a fixed focus feature so that the camera's not constantly refocusing on different things. My camera does that, so I know how frustrating that is. There is an app that they will have available for it called Camera Hub, which you'll be able to download it to update the firmware and tweak those settings on that camera. And it will have onboard storage to save specific white balance, contrast, zoom, and other settings that you have set for your camera so you don't have to keep changing it every time. This sensor will also be surrounded by a heat sink so the camera will never get too hot, and the price is going to be about $200. So
that'll be
pretty fancy for $200.
It sounds like a lot.
How much it's going to be with the euros or pounds. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about that?
I think it's expensive. I wouldn't buy it. There we go. That's my opinion.
So
does not have the GG stamp of approval.
Nope. It's just a rubber stamp to say rejected.
Yeah. Like what I'm using
exception.
now is like a £15 webcam from Amazon, and when we stream from console, Lewis is a professional photographer. He knows more about cameras than I do.
I got you.
What do we stream with when we use the consoles? Thank you.
Canon 60, which is DSLR.
Oh, nice.
So, I just £200 for a fancy webcam. What do you think?
I mean, if you do it every day, why not?
Yeah.
If you and if you're one of these streamers that they'll quite often they'll have interactions, right? Or like a stream deck where they'll be playing a game, they can hit a button and it will go like full cam and do like a shake or an overlay or something gimmicky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll often take that and make YouTube clips of it. So I can see, if you want the best quality or whatever, it makes sense. But a 1080p webcam, like really, you'd think it'd be 4K, right?
You'd think it would be. You'd think it would be.
I mean, like, your iPhone does 4K. So,
yeah. And you can get like a cheap stand for like 10 quid, can't you? So it's just kind of like, well, there's my 100 quid saved. Isn't it on that, to be fair?
They're really trying to push it to the streaming community since it has all the extra streaming features and it has all the saved features and all that stuff too, so you don't have to keep changing it as well. I think they're really trying to push it to that type of community. So instead of buying, something that could be hundreds and hundreds of dollars, is $200, which is budget on the high end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think my camera runs about. I think I paid less than what it's at now. So
yeah, I mean it's mid-range, right? It's people who are doing it not full time but want to do it full time or something like that. So I mean, full time streamers, they probably use like DSLRs and stuff anyway. So
yeah, absolutely.
I wish I had a DSLR.
I just got a box standard webcam, just like does the job. You do it from A to B. That's it. Bish bash.
Is it the one I recommended to you, Mount? Is that the one you wound up getting, or a different one?
I think it was one for like 20 quid or 30.
Dude.
No, I had it for like. I had it knocked off. Well, not knocked off, but I had it like a few quid off, shall we say? But it's all good stuff anyway. But it does its job.
Yeah.
So,
and I think they're really wanting to push it because it has the connection to the Elgato features, so that's probably part of it, And it's drawing a lot of buzz. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this is going to be really great, And I guess for that particular, like somebody who wants to have those connections and have those bells and whistles, as we call it. I mean, I guess it would be worth the $200 to have all that. Is it really bad? Okay, I can fix it. Hang on. You just won't be able to hear me for a minute. Hang on.
We're sorry for any technical difficulties, guys. We will be back with trans shortly. But yeah, as we was on about with the webcam stuff, I mean, I agree. I will not pay that much money unless I'm actually going to use it for the It feels like saying, "Can I have the Elgato Stream Deck or Steam Deck, whatever you call it? Or can I have all the extras for the Elgato, like the chat link and all the others? Let's have a collection. It's like the Pops, the Pop collections and all the other stuff as well. So it's just like
Elgato collection.
Yeah, it's the Elgato collection. Have you got one for the PC, even though you got one for the console? Yeah, that's fine. Knock yourself out with that, to be fair. But yeah, it kind of feels like if you really wanted that desperate, no, I agree. I will not pay that unless it was 8K, 4K.
Yeah, it was interesting to me that it wasn't 4K. Like I was thinking that it would have been 4K. You know,
I thought everything was 4K now. I thought that was like standard. Anything that new come out is 4K.
They might have a face cam version too, and since it's their first face cam, they might be working with. Yeah, you're welcome, bud. They might be working on 1080 and then maybe push out a 4K version of like a pro version or something, maybe. Yeah, and charge an extra $100 for it.
At least.
But then you'll hear the words of, can I have an 8K camera or a 16K? Can you imagine it's getting bigger and bigger?
Are we up to 8K or 10K now? I don't even know.
8K.
I think 8K. I knew it was pretty up there. It was pretty crazy.
You can record in 8K, but you can do nothing with it because nothing supports it at the moment.
Yeah.
There's some 8K monitors, some not monitors, projectors, and barely any monitors, no TVs, unless you'll want to pay $7,000 for a TV. It's
no.
It's 8K yet.
I could buy a car for that.
Yeah, you just no point.
Just buy a car instead of your 8K TV.
Yeah.
4K is the standard for now on, and give it another 5-10 years, then maybe 8K. But to process 4K, you're looking at you need a decent computer just to actually edit the files, right?
Yeah.
So to 8K and that's well off. That is, I would say anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's just again following back to that Elgato. No, I'm not paying like the two.
Elgato, do not take our money.
I'd rather give it to Halo.
Give it to Halo.
I was like, give it to Halo instead.
Give it to me.
Hey.
Ledge.
I can buy Halo with it and have some money left over.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can I ask, have you got the Halo collection, like the proper collection, like a whole room of all, like the Halo? Is that going to be worth like?
No, I've got every game, like from the OG Xbox right up to
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was going to have because I'm sure they did like a box standard, like a helmet version of it.
Yeah, that's not big enough for a human head.
Yeah,
we saw it somewhere, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was like you couldn't even.
I'm sure you can get
I'm
sure you can get a replica that is big enough for a human head.
Yeah, you can. That one that came with Halo 3, the Master Chief helmet. You can put it on a cat. That's how.
Yeah.
I was about like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Rogue was talking about having the Master Chief collection too when she was here.
Yeah.
So just talking about that too.
Mad stuff. Right.
You can wear it as a helmet, maybe as a hat or something. You can put a strap on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
one of the party hats.
So Lewis will come in one day, coming from like Comic Con or Game Con, and then he'll be like, "What are you doing? Have you got the whole Master Chief suit on?" Yeah. I've got the miniature version. I've got the real life suit.
Why not?
Nice.
That would definitely be a talking piece at a party.
Oh,
definitely would be.
They hired a company to actually make a 1-for-1 replica of the it's the Halo 4 armor. I think it's Mjolnir 7 or 8. I can't remember now.
Oh, okay.
But they genuinely made a 1-for-1 replica. To promote the release of it, right?
Yeah.
And they had to get someone who was nearly 7 foot tall to wear it, basically.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Was it to scale?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah, because
so like everybody in Halo is like 7 foot tall.
Yeah, the Spartans, they're about 7 foot because they're enhanced.
Dude.
Anyway, we'll go on for ages for Halo. We'll do a separate podcast. Welcome to Halo Cast. Welcome to Halo Cast.
This is the Halo episode, Malk.
Comcast evolved. Welcome in.
We've had the Creased episode. We've had the Legendary Ares episode. Now we've got the Legendary GulliverGames, aka the Halo.
The Kitty Cat episode too. Yeah. Rogues was the Kitty Cat episode.
Absolutely mad scenes.
I'll play Halo for like an hour, and we're sitting there talking about it for an hour.
That's not a bad thing, though. That just means it's a good game and a lot to talk about.
Yeah, well, I was going to say we're going to go all night long, but unfortunately we only got a certain amount of time to try and get everything into. So I'll let you carry on, Trans, for the next query about the PC game.
So the next thing we have to cover, my nose is itching. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so it's mine. My hair's tickling me.
It's crazy. So the next thing we want to cover is update on Battlefield 2042. I know a lot of people have been like stoked for this. Everybody we've talked to about pretty much has been saying, "Oh, I'm so excited about Battlefield 2042."
I'm not.
Okay, you're not.
Oh.
Way to kill the mood.
I haven't played the Battlefield series either, so I don't. I mean, I understand why they're excited about it, but I know it's a big thing.
I have played some of the Battlefield series, and I can understand why, because it's just like the biggest maps, like the biggest, like freaking everything to be on Battlefield.
Well, you're gonna like one of the updates in this because it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be adding to the comments you just made about the maps. So everything we know so far, and this information came from PC Gamer, and this is pretty much a list of everything that PC Gamer was talking about in that article. At the end of the article, I realized they had bullet points, and I'm like, man, I should just copy those. But so it's going to be a near future Earth setting, but that's not going to be the big news. The mercs are going to be stateless mercs fighting for superpowers. But the big news, the first thing that was big on this article was that the player count is doubling to 128. They're not using a class system. They're going to do specialists instead, and there'll be a different way of organizing your skills and stuff. The conquest and breakthrough modes are going to be in this game, but there are also 2 mystery modes that are not announced yet. And DICE has not explained, but they did say they're not going to be a battle royale as well. So DICE isn't going to do battle royale either. They are releasing on 10/22/21, so just in a few months. We get to look forward to that for PC, and that will be on Origin, the Origin Store, the Steam Store, and Epic Games Store. PS5 and Xbox Series X and S will also get a copy of this. There will be cross-play support, and there is also cross-progression, and both of these are in the works right now, which is something that a lot of people are stoked about. Older PS4 and Xbox consoles will also have access to the release, but will not support the 128-player matches or the cross-player with PC or the newer consoles. So if you got a PS5 friend and you got a PS4, too bad, you can't play with your PS5 friend. Gadgets that we know of right now for the specialist include grappling hooks, a health or revive gun, auto turret, movement sensor, and the wingsuit. A lot of those we saw in the trailer, so that was a big thing. There will not be a single-player option in this particular game. The bigger amount of players will lead to the bigger maps, and so maps like they're already big maps. Well, they're getting bigger, and they're going to divide these big maps into sectors, and all of the specialists that'll be featured will have names, backstories, gadgets, and abilities, kind of like the operators do in Call of Duty. And they'll have more flexibility because they can use any of your unlocked weapons that you've already, come across. 10 of them will be available at launch, and they will add an additional 4, 1 per season next year. So it'll be 14 total available specialists within the year. And the new usage of the guns will allow you to swap the attachments on the fly and pair the attachments to any gun. The loadout for each one of the people coming in will be primary equipment, like your whatever equipment you're using, your secondary, and a throwable, like a grappling hook or whatever for your equipment. So like maybe a big gun, a grappling hook, a small gun, and throwing knife. So you'll have all that in your loadout for each character. So what do you guys think about all that? How do you feel about that? How's that come across for you guys?
Just before we discuss it as a whole, I just wanted to mention that, did you see that EA have announced that they're more interested in like sort of developing cloud tech to go in hand with Battlefield?
No, I did not see that.
If you've not really heard what cloud tech gaming is basically you'd be playing a game online, but instead of it running on your console, it'll be running on the cloud, and then you are just downloading bits at a time, right? So what they're trying to do is introduce this cloud technology into Battlefield. I don't even know if it is necessarily Battlefield, but they've spoken about it this week, so that you get more destruction basically. So in Battlefield 4 you had levolutions, right? So a skyscraper would fall down, or a tsunami would hit, and half the map would now be underwater. So they're trying to implement that on an even bigger scale, where not one skyscraper can fall down, all of them can, and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that I think it's very early stages on, so I don't think this is going to be implemented day one. I think it maybe comes in an update or something.
IGN has an article on that. I just looked it up while you were talking about it, and it said, asked if cloud, this is actually a quote from the article on IGN. It says, asked if cloud computing might impact Battlefield 2042 due later this year. Gabrielson smiled and said, no comment.
Oh, well, who knows? Who knows? I think it would actually implement better in something like Titanfall. Like, could you imagine just running in your Titan and just knocking down buildings and stuff, and there's no lag because it's all the power behind it is up in the cloud. It's not down on your console. So something like that. But also, just before, again, we discuss Battlefield 2042. So DICE LA, have you been following this sort of news story with them?
I've kind of been looking at the cars that I come across. I came across this I think it was yesterday, the day before, for the updates about Battlefield that I found on PC Gamer.
Yeah.
The updates have kind of been popping in and out, so there's some news bits that I haven't caught and some bits that I have caught. So if there's something I'm missing, it's usually because I didn't get that news.
It's nothing major. It's just, so DICE LA is obviously used to be a subsidiary of DICE. Obviously, they're all owned by EA, so they're all under the same banner anyway. But Vince Zampella, the guy behind Respawn Entertainment, who made Titanfall, who originally made the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, like the first one, and also made the very first Medal of Honor. So he started in that series, left that, made Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, 2, and part of 3, left that, made Respawn, done Titanfall 1, 2, and Jedi Fallen Order, and Apex, of course. He is now managing this studio. So, so DICE LA have been renamed to Ripple Effect Games or something. I don't know. It's been renamed to Ripple Effect something.
Are they still under the EA umbrella, or are they their own thing now?
Yeah. So it's all owned by EA. Respawn are owned by EA as well. So they are developing one of the game modes for this that hasn't been announced yet. So I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you think that game mode could possibly be? Because it's quite a talented studio, it's got a big name behind it.
Okay, well, they got the Conquest and the Breakthrough. That they're guaranteed is definitely going to be in the series.
That's
for
Battlefield
sure.
bread and butter. Yeah,
that's just Battlefield in general. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I'm thinking of different game modes that there might be. I mean, there's a million that Modern Warfare multi has implemented now, so it could be something like that. Either
I think they'll
or something
try
like
and
that.
do something completely new. But
you think so?
I mean, at this point, what new game modes can you bring out? Like,
I know, right?
Done.
Did we do Battle Royale? No.
Yeah.
They're not doing Battle Royale. They're also not doing Battle Royale. They're like, no Battle Royale. And I think it's a similar thing like I was talking about earlier. It could just be that there's so many Battle Royales out there right now that it's just like,
I think they might do something similar to Valorant or Rainbow Six Siege.
Maybe. Team Tactical.
Yeah, I mean, because Battlefield, right, you've got on your Conquest, you've got A, B, C, D, E, right?
Yeah.
But what if you bring it smaller map, A, B, 5 on a team, 10 on a team, 10 on the other team, something like that?
Okay.
Small, compact, quick gameplay. That's not really the Battlefield formula, but I like when I played Battlefield 3 the most out of all of them. I preferred the smaller maps, you know, the sort of quick time to kill and stuff like that. Because with the large maps, you just get sniped. You know, you just walk in, you mind your own business, you're eating an ice cream, boom, snipe to the head.
Eating ice cream, I like it. I have cake.
Bloody hot in the UK. So
I have cake this week. I have cake.
Yeah.
You have cake.
Remember I had cake? Remember I was talking about cake and ice cream the other week? I have cake. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I get excited about cake.
But we're sorry for any technical difficulties again because Trans has mentioned about cake, so that would be
I wanted cake so bad a couple weeks ago. I got cake now. I forgot all about it.
I was craving it last week because I was talking about lemon cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was last week. I have cake this week. I should go get it.
While Trans gets the cake, we're going to talk about the more epic of the Battlefield itself. So,
sorry, guys.
But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry. With the Battlefield itself, I quite like this series, and I'm quite looking forward to they're going to bring out. Like, it kind of feels like back in the Battlefield 4 series, so it's kind of feel like yes, I want to get back to that old era, that old feel of it.
Ish, you know.
Yeah, in a mod. Yeah, I was going to say in a mod. Well, you said it as well, but it's just basically like the modern format as well. But I think it was a weird one because it's like you're going from the normal way, then they're going to go back to Battlefield 1, then go back to 5. Like,
and I think people are buzzing for that, you know, modern day-ish formula again. And I think that's why it's, you know, got a lot of hype around it this time. People just excited not to be back in
what type of cake
World War II, World War One. Yeah, we got to know about the cake.
Yeah, tell us about the cake. We can't.
I think it's got a cream cheese icing,
Oh.
but I think it's like a regular yellow. I haven't tried it yet. It was somebody's like they had an event at my job, and they're like, "Hey, there's cake," and I was brought it home, and it was melting, so I put it in the freezer.
To all the viewers that are listening to our podcast in audio version, Trans has got a cake, and she's teasing us to find out what we actually get.
We've got cookies.
Oh, yeah,
oh thanks. I've got no cake.
What type of cookies we got again?
We got a triple chocolate chip cookie and a white chocolate and raspberry cookies.
Those are so good.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's a yellow cake with a cream cheese icing.
Oh.
What? So,
No
we don't
cream
really
cheese.
have cream cheese that much in this country, do we? But when we was in America, like everything was cream cheese. I don't get it. Like,
well, red velvet cake has cream cheese icing too.
Yeah, so we don't have a lot of red velvet cake here, do we?
Well, I mean, you can get it. You can get cream cheese frosting.
Yeah, but it's not like a common thing.
I'd rather have gravy, you know.
Gravy.
I'm gonna be tormenting poor Malk with my cake.
I mean, if you're going savoury, you might as well
yeah.
just put ketchup on the cake at that point.
Yeah, just put mustard in. You know, just put everything in.
Yeah.
To be fair, just give you that
I
extra.
don't know about mustard. Oh my god, vinegar cake. Ugh. That is weird.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the cake for all of us' sakes on there.
I will eat the cake for everybody.
Yeah.
Aries has ice cream.
Aries.
Aries.
Thanks.
We've got ice cream in the freezer.
So, hello, Aries. Hello, little trapper. How you doing? Aries says, Lewis knows so much about games. I know nothing. Oh my god. And Aries says, yes.
It's all I listen to.
Lemon Cake was such a good game. I finished it now, but if anybody wants to play it, I recommend playing it. It's really good.
You were talking about it and it sounded cool last week.
Yeah, it's so good.
It watched one of the streams and it looks amazing how they've done it.
If you're good at time management games, it's really good. But if you've got no coordination, don't bother.
It's kind of like Overcooked, isn't it? A little bit, but
single player Overcooked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
and you've got to make sure that you serve the customers in the right order, because otherwise it's chaos. Because if you accidentally
Diner Dash was,
it's bad.
Diner Dash was like that. You had to serve a guest every time. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's basically a cross between Overcooked and Diner Dash.
I love Diner Dash, man. I was all about that.
Yeah, me too.
That was my game of choice.
So for recommendation, guys, get lemon cake. Don't actually get the real one and tease us on the stream at any point.
Yep.
If you want the video game one, it's currently £12 on Steam.
It's like she made the game or something. The amount she's promoting it.
Yeah.
Don't get any money back for it.
I have told everyone to buy lemon cake. So, whoever makes lemon cake, if you want to send me free games in the future.
Wink, wink. Wink,
Publishers of lemon cake. GulliverGames is all about getting free games.
It's like Eloise. I can't remember. Yeah.
It's like pew pew. No, make sure you get the games.
Yes.
That's it as well. So Aries has got the ice cream. Damn you, Aries. Damn you.
Between the two of us, we have cake and ice cream, so we're good.
Yeah.
We're covered.
We have cookies.
Fine.
That's all good.
It's all
cake,
good.
ice cream, and cookies, yes. So we're good.
Ralph got.
Ralph's
got a stick.
He likes
a bit of
fine. Yeah. Anywho, let's go back to the games itself. Yeah. So, have you guys got any more to talk about Battlefield, or are you okay?
Nope, I don't like it. I don't want to play it.
The only thing I would add is I'm not quite sure on the price point for a multiplayer only game. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I would add.
What is it coming out as like a full price game?
It's £55 in the UK for multiplayer.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty pricey. Yeah,
I wouldn't pay a
even like Overwatch. Overwatch when that came out, multiplayer only. That was £35, 35, 40. So even that is a little bit better. But
yeah, absolutely. So basically, pretty much. Yeah. Carry on. Sorry.
But then if you've got Game Pass, Ultimate and it includes your EA Play subscription, you get 7 hours free. So if you like, I like the little Battlefield 2042. I don't want to pay full price for it day one. You can get on Game Pass. I'm promoting Xbox here. You get on Game Pass. You can download Battlefield 2042. You can play 7 hours online at no extra cost. And then, you can make your decision from there. So
okay, so it's not the Halo episode, Malk. It's the promotions episode.
Xbox.
Well, it
went currently downloading lemon cake.
Beyond Energy.
That's our sponsor.
They sponsor us. So for 10% off with code GulliLover, get all your energy drink needs.
Yeah.
Lovely shakers as well. I have mine here.
Nice.
That looks amazing. To be fair,
is it the metal? Is it got the metal ball in it, or it has the plastic one?
Plastic.
I like the plastic ones better because the metal ones are like murdered to clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple of these.
They're really good. And 10% off. Code GulliLover.
I like the strawberry watermelon lime flavour.
I like the mango pineapple.
That sounds good, actually. Both of them sound good.
So basically, this is the promotion episode.
Yeah, what else can we promote? What else we got?
So we're promoting every single thing, guys, on Steam, on Beyond, and I tell you,
get a Romanian dog, like Ralph. You got to rescue a immigrant.
I found this pillow in a charity shop. Go to Cancer Research UK.
I think Milk.exe has stopped working.
So I got told off by Trans not promote anything. This was in episode 1 or 2, whether it was. Now we are promoting every single thing. To be fair,
no. The reason why I said that. Let me finish. Let me talk something.
No. Let's go straight to the next one on here.
The reason why I said that is because we had no affiliations. They actually have an affiliation with those companies they are promoting. Right. If I had an affiliation, I would have promoted an affiliation. Oh, I got Goya. He's been posting some in my chat. Let me see what he said.
Anywho.
Let me go over Goya's comments real quick so we don't we can go miss him out. He said, "Num num ice cream. I baked a cake like 2 weeks ago. Lol, made a strawberry cake with fresh strawberry drizzle, and cream cheese frosting." See, cream cheese again. It's a thing. I think it's an American thing. Could be an American thing.
Yeah.
Ice cream cakes are American too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't get them in the UK.
I've never had an ice cream cake.
No.
Also put a kidney on it, made it out of fresh frosting and food coloring, so it was like a body themed cake.
So what is an ice cream cake?
It was made for my friend who had a kidney transplant.
Oh.
Ice cream cake is like ice cream with like a cookie crust and buttercream frosting.
Yeah, so you have like icing over the top of it as well, right?
That does sound good.
I mean, sometimes they have like the actual like a sponge or something, like a piece of cake, sponge cake type of thing in it.
Yeah.
But usually it's mostly icing with like cookies.
So then you eat that and you get diabetes, right?
Probably.
That's a lot of sugar.
You can eat straight buttercream icing, and it is like, wow.
Yeah,
it's crazy rich.
That's absolutely mad, and I really want cake now. To be fair,
Goya also goes 30 to 40 USD. I think should be the max for multiplayer only AAA games. He must be talking about Battlefield.
100%.
That's fair.
100%.
And he said just got an indie game that came out early access called Black Skylands. It's a top-down action RPG with sky ships with land and ship battles. Also home-based customization. That is my promo. Goya's getting on the promo train.
Woo, promo!
I want to know more about this game. This game sounds good.
The promo game on that? Yeah. To be fair,
the one that Goya was promoting.
Yeah.
CD Keys. I have a CD Key affiliation now too. So there you go.
Yeah. Nice. Bring everything in, guys. Bring everything into the podcast. On the.
This is your only chance.
This is your chance to promote.
And as we got mentioned in my comments quickly, Yas, get a Ralph, as what Eric said.
Everybody needs a Ralph.
High five. High five, boy. High five.
He's like, no.
Don't let me down.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then Gigi has said, beyond NRG, 10% off, code Gulliver. So make sure you check out.
GulliLover.
GulliLover.
Sorry.
Because my last name is Gulliver, and then his last name's Glover. So we combined it for our wedding hashtag. So we then use it for everything.
I am so sorry.
He's been saying Gulliver, and I'm like, that's not what it looks like.
No, it's you know me by now.
I didn't correct him though.
Thanks for that.
I'm glad you guys corrected him.
You could tell. We could tell. I'm always comfortable. Yeah, leave it. Yeah, until I get rinsed on there. To be fair, but yeah, I'm lost where I was going. Yeah, I was going to talk about the last two comments of the news segment. So I don't know if you guys heard recently, but Steam or Valve unveils Steam Deck, or it's like a handheld console, which is pretty much similar to what it looks like on the Nintendo Switch as well, like kind of similarities. But then also, it's kind of like saying if you can buy it on the fly, like on the PC games at the time, and you could just play it like if you got it. But I think, and it's also powered up by AMD as well. So that, for me, I don't know whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, because there's quite a few like the handheld gaming that's been really good, and some of it has been absolute shite, to be honest. We can swear during the podcast because it's that podcast.
We can.
So,
we don't care.
So it's pretty much like
maybe when we push into the other account. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, as what Trans says on there, to be fair. Yeah, so the handheld gaming, I mean, there's some that are really good and some that are going to be absolute shite. But what do you guys think of it? What do you think, that's a bit of a bad thing from them or a good thing?
So I was like looking at the photos of it and stuff. It looks so chunky.
Yeah,
and, like, I've only got little hands. I'm only a little person. But like, I feel like the controllers aren't going to be comfortable. Like sometimes I'm not that comfortable with the Switch. I like to take the things off and play it. Yeah. I don't like to be sat like this trying to reach all the buttons. And so, that's not a bit of me. I'm not into that. Like I like the PSP and the DS, like the little ones. I don't like these big chunky things. I just feel like that's what it looks like, and they're really expensive.
Absolutely, and I think it's like $300 or $400. I think it was. So it's
the 64 gigabyte one is £349. So that's like $400. But then like 64 gigabytes is nothing for the sort of games it's saying it's going to run. So really you need the 256 gigabyte one, which is £459, which like you could be getting like a PS5 and stuff like that for that sort of price range.
Yeah, for that cost.
A high performance console, whereas you're just basically saying, I want to play my PC games, but I want to play them on the toilet. That's what you're buying this for, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
For me, the thing that concerned me is the design of it. The fact that the buttons, you know, they're all at the top here, right? So this is obviously. So the buttons all look like they're up here. So when like it looked like when you're holding it like this.
Yeah.
So you're holding it at the top. But I was listening to like IGN today, and they said that actually once you pick it up, it's very ergonomically designed, so it does fit in your hand quite well. It does, you know, sort of just slot in there. If you look at something like the Switch, look how flat that is.
Yeah.
You know, there's no ergonomic design to that at all. You know, it's you're holding it in your hand, and it's just a flat tablet, right? There's nothing to it. Whereas with this one, there's the back handles, you've got the back buttons as well, and apparently that it's quite natural to have the sticks and the buttons up at the top here. So it's one of those things that you're not quite sure until you actually get your hands on it, right?
I guess. I mean, it really seems like it would be that type of thing. You'd be until you're just looking at like that looks so weird and so awkward, but
it does, doesn't it? But if you look at it from the side, if you look at it from the back, it does look more ergonomically like designed. It does look like it sort of fits in your hand. It's a bit more comfortable. This is just flat. This is just like a block of wood, right? There's like
pretty much.
It's just there's nothing to this. Whereas, you know, with the Valve, what's it called? Steam Deck. It looks very ergonomically designed. It's the same thing with the Valve Index. Apparently, that is one of the best VR headsets you can get because it's designed very well. It's designed ergonomically, so it feels comfortable to use more so than a PSVR or an Oculus. But you know, we'll wait and see. I think the pre-orders have gone up, but it's not.
It's because you can pre-order for £5.
It's very resource limited as well. You know, we've got like a global shortage on chipsets at the moment. That's why the Xbox Series X is suffering. That's why the PlayStation 5 is suffering. They just can't manufacture these consoles quick enough because they can't get the stock. And it'll be the same thing. It'll be the same thing with
the problem with the Switch, didn't they?
Yeah. It'll be the same thing with the Steam Deck. They're going to come out very, very like not many at all. They're only releasing in the US, UK, Canada, and some parts of Europe.
Yeah,
they're not releasing it globally. So we'll wait and see. But I think it's one of those things.
That sounds like a trial release.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to release next in a year or whatever.
I mean, Steam have already done like a little Steam console before. You know, they did I can't remember what it was called now. I think it was like the Steam Box or something. And it essentially was like a streaming thing, right? So you'd plug it into your TV, you get the Steam controller, and it would stream from your PC to your TV box, and you'd be playing it wirelessly. But obviously with that, there's input lag and stuff, right? So it was very early on. You know, there weren't things like xCloud, there weren't things like Google Stadia, nothing like that, and it didn't do very well. And that was just running off, your own Wi-Fi. It weren't even running over the internet. Whereas now, obviously, the technology is a little bit better. It installs games straight to your console, I guess.
So if I was something on Steam on my computer, would it go straight onto the console as well?
You could download it onto your console, yeah. It wouldn't just automatically do it.
Because that would be cool.
Yeah.
Goya says Steam was like, I'm going to make my own Switch Pro with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it says they do have a dock, so you can use it like an Xbox controller or a mouse and keyboard.
That's it.
But doesn't save from the pricey gaming laptop. He also said it was called that thing you were talking about was called the Steam Link, and they had the Steam Machine, which was through Alienware as well.
All right, there you go. But the other thing I was going to ask is, I can't remember now.
Sometimes you start a sentence and you just don't know what she's going to say after.
What was it?
I do that all the time. All the time. I'm not even lying. It happens all the time.
Oh, basically, this is a PC in your hand. It runs SteamOS, which is a form of Linux, but you technically can run Windows on it, and you can just use it as a computer. Basically.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
absolutely. To be fair,
it's got all the same specs that you can just run it as a Windows, like handheld machine. And it's not the first one to do that. There's been other things before. Like I think the GPD XD is like it looks like a 3DS, but it basically runs Windows, so it's good for emulators and stuff.
okay.
This is obviously more designed for modern day gaming, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. You can technically have it as a laptop or whatever.
Goya says glorified tablet.
It is, yeah.
It's a fancy tablet.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like one. Like, I'm not going to lie. I think it's a lot of money.
At that price, we wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't buy one, but if someone gave it to me, I wouldn't say no.
Well, you wouldn't say no to anything.
I wouldn't say no. I'm with you, though. I wouldn't say no to anything if anybody gave it to me.
Yeah.
I'm just honest. I mean,
if it's free, it's free. Yeah. Give it to me.
So what about cake? Is that free for me?
It depends how moldy it is.
I don't have any cake to send you. I'm sorry.
And if it's got cream cheese frosting,
I mean, there's still cake here, but by the time it gets to you, it's not going to be in a very good condition.
That's going to be nasty.
That just cream cheese is going to be cheddar.
Going to be in very good condition for me.
mature like cheese on there. To be fair,
but Goya says still less money than a really nice laptop. So
yeah, that's the thing. It's a PC in your hand. It's cheaper than buying a PC, but it's more expensive than buying a console if you get obviously the more memory. And then, but you can just get a micro SD. So you could get the really cheap option, the chip like the 64 gigabyte, and then just get I think
the Switch pretty much
500 gigabyte micro SD. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think it just depends on if there's going to be a lot of intake as well, and I'm with everyone going on to getting to the gaming PCs, like the real life gaming PCs, is that going to affect the Steam itself? Why would you for me? It's a good concept, but I feel I'm worried that it's going to be like the PS Vita, the old PS Vita, the big one, not the minuscule ones anyway, but it's the little ones that were popular. But it was the big fat ones that were same as the Switch. It wasn't that popular at all. There was so much that you could take into it, but that's why I'm a bit worried that the Steam Deck's going to be a little bit iffy.
Also, it kind of looks like a Sega Game Gear. Just
it does. That reminded me of a Sega Game Gear. It did. I saw the pictures. Whoa.
I wonder if it's powered by 6 AA batteries.
Can you imagine?
I don't know if you remember, they had the TV adapter add-on afterwards, so I just remembered. Yeah, they had the TV adapter.
It's like the Game Boys used to have the adapter for the printer.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Can I have my photo taken? Yeah. What does it look like? It's just and it's just oh, that's a great photo, isn't it? Black and white afterwards, to be fair. But what can you do with that? And then, we've got the final one, and we are over the 1 hour mark of the segment again.
It's all that Halo talk.
It's all the Halo talk.
It was the Halo. That's it.
And the promotion.
The Halo. And the promotion, yeah.
Beyond Energy, 10% off code GulliLover.
Yeah. Do what GG says. Otherwise, that's it. You're gonna.
There's a link on my profile on Twitch if you want to have a look. Have a look at the flavours. Go now.
That watermelon sounded pretty good. And the mango pineapple, both of them sounded good.
Hello, Shani. How you doing? Hope you're going well.
Hi, Shani. Goya had a couple more comments. He said, I liked the Vita, and I was kind of sad it didn't do well. And GBA player for the GameCube and Game Boy for the SNES.
Yeah. Oh, it's just legendary stuff. I've got one more to talk about handheld again, but it's a different one. But the reason why I put this up is because the amount of it is just absolutely shocking. It's like $1,000, for a handheld game called GPD WinMax 2021 handheld gaming PC. It goes up for pre-order on the July the 29th, but the amount of that, I couldn't say much. The amount of that was just, it's like 3 times just buying a Steam deck.
Yeah,
as well.
That's for your hardcore audience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just the reason why I brought it up is just because it's just absolutely, it's just ludicrous. I think
that's pretty ludicrous.
And it reminds me of the Nintendo, the Game Boy. You know, when you flip and you got like that little handheld in the middle as well. That's all it was. To be fair, I just can't. Yeah, I just feel like this pricing of it is just absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
It has an Intel
in them movies either. You know.
Yeah.
It has either an Intel Core i7 1165 G7 or the AMD Ryzen 7 4800U.
Basically, it's pretty much like an old. Well, I say old. It's pretty much like the new standard stuff anyway. But at the same time, what's annoying as well is like if you want to add another was it 20 on the Intel version of it. Oh, let's add another 20 on. What's going to happen? Let's put another $500 into it. So $1,499. That's probably about 1,200, 1,300 UK pounds, I think it is, as a guess. Don't judge me with that. But yeah, I feel like the handheld gaming, I really do hope they don't don't want to ruin it or anything. But that pricing, I feel like I just want to buy a gaming PC at that price.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, that might change when we go into our discussion. We'll see about that.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's for the hardcore. I think also this is probably aimed more towards like developers of handheld games.
Yeah.
They can, GPD WinMax. It's by GPD. It just runs Windows. So say like a game developer is developing something for the Switch or something for this new Steam Deck. They're going to buy this because they can literally develop the game on a handheld and test it like that. So it's going to be for people like that, right? It's a very niche market, but it's for the best of the best, and you're going to pay the price for it, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Well, it's saying in that article that you have linked there, Malk, from Lilliputting, it says that they're competing with the Steam Deck. And the Steam Deck has a cheaper price tag, but it has a more powerful graphics processor, and it's backed by one of the biggest names in gaming. So they're competing against that, trying to, go with that too. So, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of it has the keyboard and the mouse and all that stuff, but it also has like the game controls at the top. So I don't know. It feels like it's kind of a keeping up with the Johnsons type situation. You know what I mean? Like, Steam Deck's doing this, and we want to make sure you can actually have a keyboard and also play your games and also have a processor and all this and that and the other. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they may be trying to find the next Switch or Vita, since Vita died out. They might be trying to replace that, fill that niche. I don't know. It's one of those things.
I think it's just they're trying to compete and trying to get the best of it all, but I feel like it's a bit steep, shall we say, for a handheld console itself again. But I might as well just get three Steam decks for that amount of price, and I'm just like, you gonna want to play it? Yeah, that's fine. Do you want it with your friends? Yeah, go on. What about this? The GPD one? Do you want one? Can we get 3? No, mate. It's going to cost you a bomb.
3K.
$3K, mate. What can you do with that?
Goya said, the GBA SP thing on the NDS. We were talking about the stuff in the past. And he says, I'm sure Valve can take a loss more easily than some companies. So
fair dues.
I mean, Xbox, I think PlayStation, they make their consoles at a loss just to get it in people's homes. and then they make money off the games. And it's the same with Steam. Steam make money Valve make money off Steam, right? They want to get you this machine to get it in your hand, to then be buying games off of Steam, which they take a 15% cut, I think, off every game.
I think so. I think it is.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
I think it is.
If you get this machine and then you spend like £1,000 on games over the process of a year or something like that, there you go, 15% cut all to them. So and that's just software. That don't cost them a lot, does it? It's the main. So
software usually doesn't. No, you're right.
Absolutely.
But that is a pretty ridiculous price tag on that. I mean, I kind of see why they're doing it though. I mean, even my boyfriend, he has like a little portable old device that he uses like a portable computing device pretty much for things that he wants to do on the go, and it's strong enough to handle what he needs to do. But he also has other games. He has a laptop and he has his PC and he has all the other stuff too. So he uses it for different niches, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah,
we'll
just have to wait and see how it goes with that. I've got some more comments. So Aries has said, well, GG, I have finally been persuaded to try the Beyond stuff.
Yay! What did you get?
So
I need to know what you've decided to try.
Different mix of flavors.
So we'll find out from Aries what flavour.
And what colour bottle you went for. Because they're so pretty.
Oh. Now, I'm tempted to get one. Now,
yeah, do it. Get 3.
It's good energy because it gives you energy, but you're not buzzing, you know, you're not shaking with energy. So it's
more energy for like mental stimulations.
Yeah.
If you're gonna sit if you're gonna sit at a computer doing work for 8 hours, it's more that sort of energy rather than go to the gym and have that sort of energy.
Don't down it like I did.
Yeah.
That's
Can I ask what happened? Can I ask what happened when you downed it?
I'm interested. I want to hear.
I did the entire housework within about 10 minutes.
He was sitting here and he was like,
but you know, it's not designed to be downed, right? I was just like, oh, this is really nice. Drink. The people
that make it said you should drink it over sort of like a 20-minute, half-hour time period rather than as a shot.
I used it at work today, took it to work with me today while I'm out on the road and stuff. It's brilliant to have in the car because like we'll stop, we'll work for like 2 to 3 hours, and then we'll get back in the car, drink a little bit. That was perfect.
I think Malk still has that mental image as you were just doing.
I was doing the hoovering at the same time. I was doing the washing up, and then I was washing the dog with my foot at the same time.
Oh, God. You've broken him.
There you go.
EXE's gone. It's gone. I am so sorry. I can expect what's going to happen. It'll be like, do you want to do the washing? Yeah. Do you want to do the hoovering? Do you want to do that? Yeah. By all means, do it in 10 minutes. Boom, boom, boom.
Damn.
And then do the shake, like the actual dance music shake. And you're just like, everything all right, mate? Yeah. I'm buzzing. And then, 10 minutes later, the energy levels are just rocking it down.
Well, no, that's the thing. Like, it's not like a sugar high because it's sugar free. So there's no sugar in it. So it's not like you have a high and then you just sit on the sofa and you're like, I can't bother do anything, I've got a headache. It's just you come down and you're just sort of back to normal.
It's full of like nootropics and vitamins and stuff rather than sugar.
It's banging.
That's good. That's good.
I tell you what, I'm tempted now.
Aries got the Discovery pack and the blue bottle.
Yay! Blue bottle.
Yeah. Well done. I hope you enjoy it.
We promoted by on Beyond on here on the stream itself on the podcast itself. So I've just completely been broken. We
still have a main topic to do after this.
After an hour and 16 minutes, this is the longest first segment we have ever done. This is the record.
I told you. Next week we're going to be at like 3 hours. We're going to be like, oh, it's supposed to be a 2-hour show.
Your fault.
Get distracted. It's the banter. It's the banter, which I love. Don't get me wrong.
Promos.
I love the banter. And I love the promos. And I love the talk. It's great. I love it.
Absolutely. To be fair. So that finally cuts the first segment itself. Let's go straight in. We're not going to mess about. We're not going to have a break. We're not going to promote anything. We're going to go straight into segment 2.
Beyond Energy, 10% off.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen with that. But make sure you check out the could you say that again, please, Gigi? Sorry.
Beyond Energy.
Beyond Energy.
10% off.
Yeah.
Code GulliLover.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stop promoting crutches.
Goya started singing Blue by Eiffel 65.
You'll get 2 of these for free.
There you go.
Can sell them after 10 quid on Facebook.
I also have a leg brace that goes for like 50 quid on eBay. So
nice. I love it.
Only in the UK though. Sorry, American friends, you'd have to pay for it.
Free crutches.
Just got some comments before we actually start the segment 2. Chapter says next week there will only be one segment. Well, it looks like it by the sounds of it anyway. Links will be in the description itself.
Terms and conditions apply.
You know what? I love you guys. I love you dearly. With what happens tonight, it's just out completely. Aries says, free crutches. That's what she said.
And Goya's over here singing Blue by Eiffel 65.
Blue.
That's what it sucks. I'm blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die.
We're sorry. We're sorry, guys. This is not the music show.
Okay. No, it's
right,
the promo show.
Yeah, it's a promotion show. Right, segment 2. Cut. Segment 2 now. There we go. So our main topic, it goes straight to the hostess with the mostess is trans. We'll talk about the main discussion. And I'm going to take a break.
I don't go. This guy's pretty awesome too. He is pretty awesome. All right. So the discussion today, we're going to have today is referencing an article that I found also on PC Gamer. You guys know we love PC Gamer on this channel. And it was talking about, yeah, I know, right? Who knew?
I know.
Wow.
Wow. Bish Bash Bosh. Promote. Bish Bash Bosh.
Is it talking about the supply crisis for the GPUs that we've been going through for the last, 2 or 3 years now is finally easing up. But the budget gamers are the ones who are really going to kind of get the hit for it, because they did release a statement on this article. And it's just talking about how they had a note of warning on the introduction to the report that they had done that was talking about supply problems. And I will quote this report information because this is kind of referencing to what we're talking about. It says, gamers with average budgets could not always get what they needed, and new entrants sometimes put off, or even worse, abandon the platform or hobby adoption. New entrants are very important to the long-term health of any gaming platform. A stark warning to hardware companies in the PC gaming space that long-term growth is dependent on having products available and priced within reach of mass marketing consumers. So they're pretty much saying, hey, this needs to be at a reasonable price when everything comes, we're coming out of this now. But the only thing about that is they're talking about the hardware that would be higher end. Now, the medium to lower end hardware that some people who can't afford, at even at regular retail cost, a 700 plus GPU, even at regular cost, even if it's not thousands of dollars. And since those those bigger GPUs are going to actually wind up becoming budget within a couple of days. I see that puppy getting the lovins. Sorry, budget a couple of years. I was looking at my other screen, so I wasn't even paying attention to the stream.
He's been doing high fives and everything.
So cute. I'll have to rewatch it. It's adorable. And right now the high end GPUs, most people who are building a PC, they're not going to necessarily have $700 to throw away on a high-end GPU. You know what I mean? So this is really talking about how this might actually affect those budget to mid-playing gamers more, they'll actually have trouble getting those budget to mid-range GPUs, and it'll pretty much be pushing the high ends. A lot of stores have gotten them back in, but they're pretty much just pushing the high ends and saying this needs to be at a reasonable price so people can get to them once all this is cleared up. So I would like to get y'all's opinions on that, see how y'all feel about that, see what y'all think about it, and, get a little bit of discussion going about, personally, I made my PC, it's technically a budget PC, but I made it with mid-range, try to go with mid-range specs at least to a point. The GPU I got was 1650 OC. So that one's, still kind of low end, but it's at least, better. It was way better than what I had. I was working with a 940 MX, guys. We're way up there now. I don't even know what to do with myself half the time. But so we're going to look and see how that's going to affect, and what do you guys think that might actually do to affect people who are wanting to build PCs in the future? And whoever wants to start, you feel free to start. I don't have a talking stick to hand off to you today. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's tricky because we've had a global shortage for the better part of a year now with the chipset shortage, which is why obviously again the Xbox Series X and the PS5 are low on stock. Stuff like the RTX 3070, 3080, 3090, they all use the same chipsets. So I mean, if stock's starting to come back in and the prices are starting to go back down,
on the high-end GPUs, they are, yes.
Yeah, so I think it's a good thing for people that have been trying to get them for ages, but I think it's a bad thing because scalpers will just pick them up and sell them for higher range. Mm-hmm. So you're not only affecting the people at budget end, you're affecting the people at high end as well, because scalpers are going to pick them up and sell them for 1.5 times the price, if not twice the price. So it's tricky, right? I mean, like we're operating on a 1652, so we'd like to upgrade at some point to an RTX because we can't do ray tracing on that because GTX don't do ray tracing. But even for like a 2080 or something like that, like we're looking 4 years ago here, you're still looking 800 UK pounds, which is the start, is the retail price of the new ones. So it's still a nightmare. I mean, bringing the prices down, I don't know if it will affect budget ones or not, but it's no matter what they do, it's just going to get scalped up by scalpers and resold at a higher price. No That's matter true. What. So it's tricky, right?
Yeah, it's a tricky situation, and like I said, these companies are saying that these new ones that are being released now, I understand them focusing their energy on getting new product out, focusing the chipsets on the new product. I get that. I understand from a business perspective that is the better option because that's going to be on the shelves longer than your 2080s or whatever, because you got your 3000s right now, and that's what everybody's say, I want to get to a higher end GPU or whatever. So they're going to be pushing that for sure. But there's still the demand for the people who don't have that much cash, and they would like to get a 2080 for $400 or whatever. It's regular retail, and they're not going to be able to get those because everybody's like, oh, 3000s, we got these now, they're at a regular price, but your older 2080s are still going to be like $700 for an older 2080, even if it's a brand new.
And they're probably not making any on the production line side either, are they? It's all secondhand ones. So secondhand sellers are just going to put them at whatever price they want.
Yeah. How about you, Malk? What do you think?
I do agree, because it's just going to be, what I mean? Like, I've recently bought a gaming PC. When I say recently, I bought it like back in November last year, and it was like AMD, the highest one I could get.
You and your AMD.
AMD, it's just class. And you got Ryzen, and then you got the Radeon, I think it is, for the graphics card. I think it's the 560 XT, I think it is. And I've had no issues at all. And that cost, like I said, that would have cost me like nearly, based on the parts I had to get, they were offered at the time, like the offers at the time. So basically, it was pretty much like a bit of here and there and everywhere, to be fair. But it's just cost me like nearly $1,000 for that. But that's just like, I want to use it so I can play and do the streaming and do mainly the streaming side, so we can just do like the Twitch stuff as well, like the podcast that we're doing right here, right now.
Yeah.
And it's just all cushy, as we always say. But yeah, I do agree. They're trying to, like, they could be saving the materials for like the higher end devices, but at the same time, I think I do feel sorry for the guys, like for the ones that are like the budget gamers. They're suffering a bit, to be fair, to try and get the hype, like to get the best stuff. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, there's going to be some new stuff going out for like all the time. And
we're going into the 3090s. Actually, they're coming up with the 3090s. Right now, it's 3080s and 3090s is all that's the big rage right now on the top end. So
3090, they are thick. Those boys are massive. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're huge.
I saw some pictures.
Yeah, no,
when I was looking around.
So I visited this guy, because this guy's house, and he had like a rig of loads of different graphics cards all set up.
Yeah,
he had a 3090 in there, and it's big. It's bigger than a laptop I own. It's that big.
Oh,
it's huge.
Dang.
It's not going to fit in our case then.
It wouldn't fit. No, it wouldn't fit on my board either. It's huge, massive.
Is it big? Should we say like massive big, or is it just like a little?
It's big. I mean, it's like the graphics cards like they're brought out. They're not only for gamers, right? They're for video processing. They're for developers and stuff like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these ones they're specialist ones. They're bloody huge, and they're not only like they're not only just a graphics processor, but they actually help out with things like your RAM and your loading times and stuff like that. So it really brings your performance of your computer up.
Absolutely.
Which is another reason why people want them so bad, because they might go, I could sort of upgrade the RAM a little bit. I could upgrade my chip, my CPU, or I can get this GPU that does everything. It does ray tracing on its own. It does it without, the support from the SSD and the RAMs at the same time. So they're so sought after. I mean, obviously, lowering the prices is good for people like us, but not so good for people that have been looking forward to getting them, and then scalpers are just going to pick them up and be able to get even more of them because they're a cheaper price, and then sell them at a higher price. It's still going to be the same problem that we've been having over a year now. So
Goya's got a couple comments over here. He said, like your 3090s when I was talking about the high ends. He said, and the whole China cracking down on crypto mining. Also put your name on a list in some part stores like Micro Center, at least in the US, and you can get one easier without having to deal with the scalpers.
Oh, that's good.
And he said, I don't know what that was supposed to be because the mod took it. He said not AM. He said something not AMD. Goya, you can go ahead and try and retype it if you want to space it out. Maybe the mod won't hit it this time. But he said not AMD with a big laugh. So
I saw a recent meme. I don't know whether it was out recently. We're sorry about that. We don't know what happened at the background.
It's Ralph.
It's puppy toys. Puppy toys.
He does this all the way through my streams. He just drops things.
Awesome.
Wants attention, drops things.
It's like the mic just dropped.
Yeah.
at that time.
It sounded like it.
Oh, fair dues.
He's proud of himself though.
Yeah. So I lost what I was going to say. No. Oh yeah, that was it. I mean, that was it. Back in 2013, it was like Intel was the biggest in the market over AMD, and now I feel like AMD has gone a little bit better or gone ahead of Intel, unless I'm wrong. But I just saw it on some of the news and some of the the memes and stuff. You know how us guys is like, is Intel good? Yeah, back in 2013, it's just like class, mate. beats everyone up, like beats AMD. But then AMD recently has just stepped up a gear, and as long as you get the right graphics card and all the other shizzle, shall we say, and it's just amazing PC. To be fair, and I know I'm not promoting AMD in this stream.
You're not the only person who's on the AMD train. I mean, you and SB were going back and forth about this AMD thing, and I was like, eh.
Oh, sorry, trans. But anyhow, but yeah, is there any other discussions about the reason of the GPU side of things, or are you guys okay with it so far?
I mean, I feel bad because, like I said, I mean, I tried to get my PC put together on a budget level, and I wound up spending. I mean, I could have, for what I spent, I could have gotten one built. Honestly, it wouldn't have had what I wanted in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Sorry. Would you rather have it pre-built, or do you prefer it get the parts and then build it yourself?
Pre-built.
Pre-built.
No, we picked our own parts.
Yeah, but I don't want them sent to me. No. I want them to build it.
No, we picked our own parts and then we got them assembled.
Basically, what I did is I said, Lewis, I want a computer that's going to run The Sims 4 with all the expansion packs. Go.
Nice.
And he made me a computer. That was what I did.
That was perfect. That was great.
And then I stopped playing Sims 4.
Personally, I mean, I don't have as much computer knowledge as the boyfriend does, but I had an ex who also had computer knowledge as well, and I personally like being able to know what I want to pick for the parts. And if you buy one that's pre-built that, they say, okay, this is these features, there's going to be something that you're not going to like on it. Unless they say, okay, you can pick your parts and we'll build it for you and send it to you. Then that's a little bit different. For the price that I paid personally for my desktop, I could have gotten one, sent to me and not had to build it and not had to go through the drama that was building this PC. But I was happier the fact that I had picked the pieces myself, because I had said, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this, and if I can't get this, I'll go with this instead. I liked that. I liked knowing that I had that control over what I wanted inside of my computer. So
yeah,
personally, that's my thing.
I just like stuff that lights up, so I got a light up computer, mouse, keyboard, everything. That was my specification.
On my wish list, I now have RGB lights and RGB 16 gig, four 8 gigabyte RGB compatible memory sticks.
I thought you were swearing at the stream, just like two there. That was it.
I couldn't remember what I was trying to say.
I'm just like trans. This is meant to be.
It's been this kind of day.
That'll be it. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry. But yeah, I think I had the similarity. I think it's the crosshair. Is it crosshair? I think it is.
Yeah, the RAM.
Yeah, the RAM itself. It was like 8 gig, so it's like 32 gig of it all, and it's just like, oh my god, it's just like boom, boom. It's just like the Sugar Rush with Beyond. There you go. Well, I say sugar-free
no
rush
sugar
on that.
And Goya had said he was saying not and he was correcting something. He said AMD has. He said the stuff Zen is a powerhouse. The Zen stuff is a powerhouse. I don't know why I had a moment there. And he said you could have just paid me to build it, and I could drive it out to you. I guess he was talking to me about my computer. He said say he has some RGB lights here if I want them. Goya, I might take you up on that. We'll see.
Have to wait and see how it goes with that. And while you mentioned about the comments, Trapper is absolutely with me with AMD train. So says I'm with you, Mark. Have no issues with AMD. Wicked. And Katie.
Hi, Katie. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for being here.
He says, hi, Mark. Sorry, I'm late, but hello.
Hi, Basie. You just popped into my chat, too. Hi, Basie, bud. What's up?
Hello, everybody.
Hi, all the people. All the love to all the people.
All the love on that. Yeah,
he can only do it when I'm here. If you guys go in his stream,
it's that.
If you guys see him in his stream doing my all the love when I'm not there, You tell me, okay? I want to have eyes out, making sure he doesn't take my thing. That's my thing. You can only do it when I'm here.
I'm peeking.
See, all the love.
Nah, but yeah, thanks, Trans. But yeah, Katie says, "Hey," I thought it was how you're doing as well.
Hey.
Trapper says, "Can we get a wish list for Mark to have a damn chair?" Yeah, I do agree with that.
I have a chair on my wish list.
I have a chair on my wish list, a new one. I want one with that like reclines, so it gets a little footrest come up.
Oh, mine's like a racing style. It's like I think it's the 505. I think I haven't even looked at it, but I mean I looked at it when I put it on there, but I haven't looked at it now. But it's a gaming chair, but it's got the racing style on it, so it's got a slender frame, and it's got the back and the neck. Yeah,
new chairs for everyone.
Everybody gets a new chair.
Yeah.
You get a chair, and you get a chair.
You get a chair. Everyone gets a chair. Yeah, I know. And I'm really tempted to get one, but with the space that I've got, it doesn't work, to be fair. Yeah, so it's all good stuff, but the GPU side, I mean, I do agree. I think it's just going to be a struggle for the ones that are trying to get the new PCs, and
yeah,
I feel like that this is going to be a long saga. Should we say it's like a long trilogy of it all?
Saga. The PC saga continues. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah.
You see the Star Wars scrolling up now. It'll be like dum dum dum. So yeah.
Quick before we go on to the next thing, Basie popped in. He gave me a lurk. Thank you for that lurk, Basie. All the love to you, buddy. And Goya says he needs to wear a Japanese sailor girl outfit while doing it, and it would be golden. What are you talking about? I'm not sure what you were talking about. It must have been something that you did. It might have been something he was doing in the background when I wasn't looking at him. That's possible. And Goya says, I like my chair. Got to love lumbar support and reclining. And Basis is lurking while I stream. All the love to you guys. Thank you. Yeah, I want the lumbar so bad. Because I want to lean back, but not like lean like I'm falling backwards. I'm like, sit up with good posture. Good neck support. Good lumbar.
I can just see Trans just like strolling and also roll back. That'll be it. Yeah.
No more trance.
No more trance. Just like, we're sorry, there's no more podcasts. What's happened? Trance just went back on the chair. Just like,
oh, he said the heart. I was talking about the hearts. He needs the sailor outfit.
I am not wearing the sailor outfit. I do apologise for that. Why am I apologising? I don't care. So let's go straight to the third segment, which is the main one of it all, is interview with the streamers of Gully Lover. I had to pronounce it right.
You got it right this time.
GulliloverGames. I had to say first time and ever. So before the stream, they don't know what the questions are. They have never seen the questions at all. We've told them to pick 8 numbers out of 15, and these, I promise you now, these questions are all at random. They do not know what's going to happen next, and
they will vouch that they don't know what's in these questions.
Yeah,
they will vouch for that.
They'll vouch for that. But I tell you what, because I did the Aries question, I believe, last week, unless I'm mistaken, I'm giving it to you, Trans. I'll give it to you, Trans. So the questions that were randomly chosen, I've sent them to you, Trans, so you can fire away.
Okay, now as I do this, I will give our little slight disclaimer as well as we've been doing the last few weeks. Why? You may hear some questions, that are repeated, but that's because they don't know the numbers they're picking, and a lot of people pick some of certain numbers. So if you hear a question you heard last week, you get to hear their answer to it, as opposed to the person last week's answer to it. So all right, so we're going to start with, who are some of your biggest influences in gaming and streaming?
Do you want to go first?
I mean, for me, I don't really follow too many individual people. I more follow outlets like IGN, like Gaming Bolt, GameSpot, Games Radar, from a very young age. But for me, I mean, I sort of recently have followed a guy called MC Fixer. He's a streamer. He does a podcast called My Xbox and Me, and he's a Londoner, so quite close to where I am. But he's just such a down to earth guy that's trying to make a go of it. In the gaming space, trying to be his own person without without any big overheads from any bigger companies and stuff. And it just has real world opinions, not these journalists, big write-up essay opinions, just proper real world opinions. So he's one of the guys that I follow. I also follow the guy who made a channel called Gamer Ranks. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's quite a big channel.
Yeah, I've seen Game Ranks.
Yeah. So Jake Baldino, he's just a New York guy that literally just decided this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and just took 2 years out of his life to set up this channel, and has been doing it since. He's got a podcast called Because Video Games, where he literally just sits down with his best mate and they talk about random stuff.
Kind of like we do.
Yeah. So, those two sort of stick out to me as just real world people that just enjoy games for what they are, and they just like talking about them. And that's the sort of take that I like to do. I don't like to go, well, I mean, if you hear me talk about Halo, I go a little bit in depth, just a little bit. But I just like to talk about games and just enjoy talking about them. And I don't want to be one of these big journalists that write up essays and stuff like that all about them. So those are the people I follow, and that's what I try to incorporate in my podcast and in the streams and stuff. Is just having a good time.
Yeah. We like to have a good time here too. So
yeah. The main streamers that I sort of watch is I watch a lot of Wolfabelle. I don't know if you've seen Wolfabelle streams. She was a really big Among Us streamer. She used to stream Among Us 7 days a week for 4 hours a day. And and she ran lobbies with other big streamers, like Phrase Plays, and they're all massive. Look them up. But now they're sort of branching off into other games, and like Hafu, Chocobars, and now they've all switched over to Valorant, which is why I got into Valorant, because I started watching them play it. They moved from Among Us to Valorant, and I was like, oh, I don't play Among Us anymore. I'm going to play Valorant. Streamers like that. And Britzy is one of my other favourites. She plays Sims 4, Stardew Valley, Minecraft. Yeah, and then community games on top of that. But her community are so nice. Literally, you go into her chat and there'll be 70 people in a watching her, and you go in and be like, hi. She will always make a point of saying hello to everybody that's new that comes into the stream. She spoke to us about Ralph before, because he's our profile picture. So she was like, oh, that's a really cute dog. And she stopped her stream to talk about our dog, and we're just completely new random people. And I love that. And I just feel every time I go into her channel, she always makes a point to be like, hey, how you doing? But also, someone who's personally affected our individual channel is the Awkward Aries, because without her, we never would have gone into Among Us. We never would have met Katie. We wouldn't have met Penguin. We wouldn't have met Jack. Jack Foodlings is one of my best friends now.
Awesome.
We met through playing Among Us because of Aries. Mm-hmm. So Aries has been massive for our channel. So
Aries. We love you, Aries. For those who weren't here last week, Aries was with us last week. So if you guys want to check that channel on, that should be on our channels as well. So you guys can watch us talking to Aries about indie games and food and other things.
Yeah, when she started up the Amongst Us Discord, I met so many so cool people in there just because of her. And now we play Valorant with her every week, and yeah, she's great. Everybody go follow Aries, give her some love, make her cry.
I think she is starting to cry.
Yeet them pigs.
Yeet them piggies.
Gloria says, yeah, I watched some of those. They are doing Rust a lot too.
The episode last week we mentioned about yeeting the pig. That will need to be watched again and again.
Needs to be clipped.
Also,
it was great.
Also, you need to watch her draw Shrek. That was the funniest Scribble.io moment I've ever seen. It's Aries drawing Shrek. Just go and look it up.
Okay. I think I've seen it actually.
It's so good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go on to the next one we got. Our next question is, what is the moment when you decided to take up gaming as a hobby?
I don't really know. I've always just played games. Like, I can't remember like an age where I started playing games. I had a Windows 95. And I had a couple of games on that, and then we got my dad's hand-me-down 98 that me and my brother used to play on, and then I got my XP, and I've always had a computer to do gaming on. And then we had a PS1 as well when we were little, and then got the PS2, the 3, the 4, like moved up with it. Got a Wii, so it's just sort of like been something that's always just sort of been there. So it's like you just pick it up and play a bit. Like, there's no sort of defining moment where I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, because it's just always been there.
Oh, that's going to be clipped. This is amazing.
This is amazing.
Oh, legendary.
We need it clipped and TikToked with like the magical heaven music. Oh,
that'll be it as well. Legendary stuff. Musa, how you doing?
Hi, Muser. Nice to see you.
And you're doing so, but yeah, it's just absolutely legendary as well. So,
when did you start doing hobby?
It's never really been a hobby for me. It's more been an addiction and an obsession.
Mm-hmm.
I've never like
That's fair.
gone, it's a hobby. You know, I do it every now and then. I literally think about it every day of my entire life, and it gets on my nerves sometimes.
Do you dream about playing video games too?
I was literally born playing a PlayStation 1. I had the controller in my hand as I came out the vagina canal. But but no, like at least from the earliest age I can remember, like I was 3-4 years old, and I was just saying to my mum, like, when can we go home? I want to go home and I want to play Tekken 3, or I want to play Rain Man, or I want to play Toy Story 2. One of the best games ever made, by the way. It's just like I've always just been I listen to podcasts about it 7 days a week. I always follow the news and stuff. It's never been a hobby for me. I've just it's more of an addiction, and I might have a problem.
The thing that I'll never forget is Lewis was working night shifts for a bit. Like when he like during lockdown, his business was like closed, so he was doing night shifts where I was working. So I'd work like 6 till 6, and then he'd do 6 till 6. And he come home one night, woke me up, and he was like, babe, I've spent, was it 300 quid?
300 quid.
He went, I spent 300 quid. And I was like, how? It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. He bought a Switch.
They were out of stock, but not at bloody 1, 2 in the morning when the stock gets refilled on Amazon. Boom!
Yes! Loopholes, y'all.
Oh.
Someone just wakes you up and you're like, oh my god, what happened? The car break? Like something. And he was like, no, I bought a Switch.
That sounds about right, actually. Yeah.
Yes. Fair play. Fair.
For me, it's the other way around. I'd be like, babe, I spent $400. What'd you buy? A GPU for my computer? Really? Yes, really. You know how important this is.
It's like saying this is a matter of life or death. What is it? I spent that much. It's just like, why? Because I said so on there. Because this is why. And it's just, that is epic. I mean, I remembered when the PS5 was trying to restock every time, and it was just mad. Because I was going through every single site, and there was popping up saying, "Oh, they're there, restocked." And then by the time you get on there, rejected everywhere you go.
Like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and then funny enough, something came up saying 9 o'clock. This is coming up. I had to wait an hour on the online for the game, game itself, and then I got in. I had to do it really quick, and I was like that, but and I was just like, is everything all right? Yeah, I've spent this much. Like, why? It's P1, it's priority.
Yeah.
You know, you can't.
This is very important.
This is very important stuff. Do not mess. This is serious matter on there as well. But yeah, so it's all good. But yeah, it's. I could just say more, couldn't I? But it's just madness, to be fair. But Yeah, sorry, Trans. I'm getting ahead of myself now.
And you're jumping into the ask us anything, and you're answering your own question.
This is why I said I always not off the ball, well, not on the ball, shall we say? But what can you do?
All right. So the next question I have, and when he gets back, he can answer it. Lewis can answer it. What game made the biggest impact on you growing up? And what about this game made it important to you?
I think the first game that I was like, I'm going to sit down and play this properly and I want to finish it was Theme Park World. I had it on the Windows 98 and I was like, I don't know, I was sort of like at that age where I was starting to understand more that like games should be finished rather than played for like half an hour and then put away and then played again. It was like, to do this, I need to have this many keys, and then I can unlock the dinosaur park, and then I can unlock the ghost park or whatever it was. So I think that was sort of like the first game that was really special to me. And then like since then I've loved all the theme park games, like the Theme Hospital, and then I've got Planet Coaster now, 2 Point Hospital, I've got Planet Zoo. There's like a Jurassic Park one as well. What can't remember what it's called. What's the Jurassic Park one called?
Jurassic World Operation Genesis.
That's the one that I like, or is that the new one?
Jurassic Park Operation Genesis is the one you like.
The one on the PS2 is the one that I like.
Jurassic
I don't like the new one. Oh.
Jurassic World, sorry.
I don't remember.
I think it's Jurassic World. I think it is.
I like all those sort of like theme park simulation games and stuff, and I think it's all come from that. So yeah, I'm a diehard theme park fan, and I love a real theme park. So.
Me too. I love theme parks.
We went to California just for theme parks. So
really?
That's like a 9-hour flight for us just to go.
I'm not even as good as Florida, so.
No, but we went to Six Flags. You haven't lived unless you've been to a Six Flags.
You ain't been Busch Gardens.
Six Flags.
Busch Gardens is pretty awesome, though.
I've never been.
We'll say.
I've never been, to be fair.
Orlando has SeaWorld and Epcot and all the Disney parks and the Universal parks.
Well, California's got Universal and Disney as well.
But it's smaller.
Yeah, but they're still
and
good.
they're not as good.
You've not been.
Florida.
You can't judge that until you've been there. You need to go to both and then give me an opinion.
Florida's better.
I can't say anything. I haven't been to California, so I don't know. I've been to Florida.
Go to both, and then we'll have this conversation again. We'll have another podcast.
We swam with dolphins in Florida. Did you do that in California?
No, but I did do the Walk of Fame. I saw a Michael Jackson star.
You could do that in like London.
Yeah, but not the real one. And I went on the film set of Desperate Housewives and The Grinch in the same like 10 minutes. So you can't beat that.
Nickelodeon Studios is also in Florida.
Is that even still there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's still there.
So basically,
I thought that shut down.
Oh, I thought that as well, to be fair. But I think this is just promoting the theme parks. No,
yeah.
To be fair. So it's all
Everybody drop the best ride in the chat, and then we will have a discussion.
Since we're going to talk about theme parks, what's the best ride ever? On that?
I don't know.
I'm
trying to remember all the rides I've been.
If we're talking in England, it's a Smiler Alton Towers.
People got their legs chopped off on that ride.
Yeah. But then I have been on a ride in America that's decapitated 2 people. That wasn't that great though. It was just a normal ride.
I love how like nonchalant you just said that. It's decapitated 2 people.
So it's the Batman ride at Six Flags.
Love it.
Right. So basically, there was a guy who lost his hat, so he climbed over one of the fences that you're not allowed to climb over, and the ride came along, kicked his head off. Yeah. And then the same thing happened to a cleaner who also climbed over the fence to clean. So it's not the ride's fault; it's just stupid Americans. No, the Americans.
Oh no, it's okay. I understand. I get it.
It could have been tourists.
And in America, I think X2 at Six Flags my favourite. It's like a proper fast roller coaster, but you like sit on the ends, right? Like the track's through the middle, and you sort of sit here, and it spins 360 as the roller coaster goes. So, and you feel a bit dizzy afterwards, but it was amazing.
Can you imagine if you was drunk at that same time and on
you
that
would not
ride?
want to be drunk on that ride.
You don't want to be drunk on any ride.
That would not be good. Okay,
what's the ride in Orlando, in Universal that plays the music? Is it Rocket or something like that? Plays the music that you choose as you're going along.
I don't know what it's called.
I can't remember what it's called now, but that's
either.
pretty cool. Like listening to Limp Bizkit as you're climbing up, and then it's pretty good. Like,
No, I can say that when I was in Florida, it's been so long since I've been in like a proper theme park like recently, but I can say that when I was in Florida, the last time I lived in Florida, the one ride I probably rode the most during like a closed event thing was the Harry Potter Hogwarts Castle ride.
Oh, it's Universal. So good. It's so good.
Gringotts is also pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, the Gringotts Bank one's really good as well. Yeah,
we did those a couple times.
Yeah, so fun. Good.
That's fun. They were awesome. They were amazing.
Yeah, they were the next level, weren't they? You know, it's just,
totally.
Like, the way you merge into those screens and like you don't know and stuff. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's awesome. It was really cool. That was a blast. That was awesome. We went on that thing like 10 times at least. Had to have been.
Yeah,
just okay. 10. Just 10 times.
Well, it was a closed event, so there was no lines. And we had other things to check out too, so we came back to them after we went through once or twice, and then came back.
To actually walk the distance to get to the ride, even when there's no queue, just to actually physically walk to the front takes ages.
And it was only like the Islands of Adventure, so like, and it was going between Islands of Adventure and the main park. So, because it was a closed event for Bright House, which was a cable company down there, and it was family and friends night, and so we had like free reign of those two parks, but only certain parts were open in the one park, so it was mostly Islands of Adventure.
Nice.
All right. So next question, unless you want to answer, I was asking what the game was that made the biggest impact on you growing up. So
you got an answer?
Nothing really impacted me growing up. Really, I think when you're younger, you just play games. For games. You don't take away any story from it. Or anything like that. I think games like The Last of Us and God of War and games like that have impacted me more as an adult than they would have as a child.
I wouldn't want to play those games as a child anyway.
And I think there has also been some games as an adult where I'm like just thinking about it 24/7. Like I just want to go back, I just want to play it. And like just see the game for what it is and just like, live in that world, whereas as a child you're like, I like the bright colors and I do jumps, so
I like Legos, so I'm gonna play a Lego game.
I do not do jumping.
I played a lot of Need for Speed and stuff when I was younger, and because I was like, cars, I love cars, but
that should be clipped as well. That needs to be clipped as well. Clip moments tonight.
Yeah, there's some clip moments, there's some promotion moments as well. There's loads of things tonight, to be fair, so it's absolute bad, to be fair. But,
okay, I got the fourth question for you guys. We're halfway through it. What got you into streaming?
I saw you.
Yeah, so basically, anyone who has seen my channel before or has ever spoke to me knows that I broke my leg in November. Really bad. I had a car accident, broke my knee, and so I was on bed rest for like
3 months.
No, I was getting better by then. I don't know, at least a month.
You weren't putting weight on your leg.
Yeah, I wasn't putting any weight on my leg for 3 months, so I couldn't really. Do like for a month, I was like completely on bed rest, couldn't do anything, and then so I watched a lot of TV, and then I just got bored of just watching like Modern Family and stuff like that.
Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen. Love Hell's Kitchen.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Let me get started. So then I started watching people on Twitch because our friend Jay made a Twitch account. He only streams COD, and COD's boring. Let's face it. So
I'm more of a habit
can be
myself.
Oh, where's the fish? Where's the fish? Oh no.
So I started watching other people, and I didn't have Fall Guys, so I was like, I'm gonna watch people play Fall Guys, see if I like that. And then just sort of like grew from there. I was just obsessed with watching people play games all the time. So then when I could come and sit back at the computer again, I was like, I want to play all these games. I want to get Fall Guys. And I was like, well, if I'm going to play all these games, I might as well stream it, because I was sitting at home on my own all the time. It's like Lewis is at work and...
No, I wasn't. I just wasn't here.
Okay, he told me he was going to work. So he wasn't here, and so I was like just sitting here on my own all the time. I don't really have any friends. I'm a complete loner, and so I was just like really lonely. So I was like, okay, I can find people to talk to on here. So then I started streaming Fall Guys, and then it just sort of like grew from there. So it was just more of I have a broken leg. I can't go outside. I can't do anything. I've got no one to talk to. Let's play some games and meet some people playing games.
And you made some good friends.
And then I made some good friends.
Yeah.
Like Jack, who's in the chat now. Hi, bestie.
Hi, Jack. Nice to see you. I'm doing good. I'm telling you, they're doing good. Malk's had a couple drinks, so he's feeling pretty good.
I'm just trying to be professional. That'd be cool.
Being very professional. You're being so professional, Malk.
Yeah, fine. It's all good in Z Hood as well. So I was saying, Aries, thank you for joining in the chat. I wish, I hope to see you next time on the podcast or like on the chat itself. But how are you doing, Jack? Hope you're going well. He says, got to have a drink. Yeah, I know, Jack.
Yeah.
Need a few, to be fair. That's how it kicks in with the podcast itself. Shani with a love, how you doing? But yeah, that was the question of that. But yeah, carry on, Trans. Carry on with the questions itself.
Questions.
Thanks.
Sorry, I had to let Toad know that the podcast is going over a little bit. I don't know exactly when he gets out of work. So, is there a game from that you played in the past, growing up or whenever, that you would like to see remade, and why would you like to see this remade?
I mean, for me,
what made it great for you? Pretty much, yeah.
If you see, there's certain games from like growing up that hold up to nowadays standards, like the art design. Doesn't need much work. Stuff like that. I mean, for me, Disney Pixar's Toy Story 2: Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. It's just one of my favorite games. Like it's from the PlayStation 1. It's a bit polygonal. It's a bit jaggedy. I'd love to see that like remade in like the Unreal Engine or something similar. It's just such, give it like the Crash Bandicoot and the Spyro treatment. That's what I would.
Dude, that'd be so cool. Hi, puppy. Hi, Ralph. Are you the star of the show now?
I can think of is maybe like Jack and Daxter, but I think that holds up quite well. The art design and stuff is still like looks really nice today's standards. The game controls really well with like controls from nearly 20 years ago. They're still quite modern to now. But that's the only other one I could think of really. What about you, babe?
Theme Park World, as I was saying, great game. And like I know they've got like Planet Coaster and all that stuff, but nothing ever hits the same. Like it's such a cute little art style, and like each of the parks have got their own cute little quirky thing. That, and also I used to love a dance mat game. Like I can't play them now because my knee, but I love dance mat games. I had a Jungle Book one on the PS1, and that was amazing. Like it told the story of Jungle Book, and then when it got to the songs, it would be like a dance break, and then you'd do the dance. That and like Dance Revolution, all that. You don't see anything like that anymore. You got like Just Dance. You don't. You can sit down and do Just Dance. You can't sit down and do a dance mat.
Yeah.
I will say I thought of one. It's the Jedi Knight games.
Nice.
Jedi Knight Academy. They are a little bit on the rough side. I can still play them because like muscle memory, but someone like new to them probably wouldn't like understand the controls and stuff. They could use a remake. But yeah. Dance Revolution.
DDR. Yep. Goya said DDR. There's a Korean one called Pump It Up. That was fun. I've seen actually Pump It Up.
I know what you're talking about. Britney Spears one as well, and it was literally just Britney Spears songs. I can't remember what it was. I'm guessing it was called Britney Spears. But...
There was a Mario one on the GameCube as well. Mario DDR.
Yes, I believe.
I think everybody had a DDR.
Yeah,
their own
it's
franchise.
Just dance now, isn't it? Like...
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's just mad, to be fair. So, Trans, got any more questions?
Yes, I have 3 more questions. That was number 5. What characters do you relate to the most when you're playing a game, and how so?
You got
you think on this one?
I don't really ever relate to them because the sort of games that I play to disassociate with stuff that's going on.
Okay.
So, like when I played like Graveyard Keeper, I was playing that just to be sort of like something completely different. Like you don't see talking skulls in real life and things like that, and donkeys that are like really pissed off because you didn't give them any carrots. Like you don't see all that in real life. Like I play the games to get away from everything, so I don't really like associate or relate to anyone in it because I don't want to. I want it to be the game, and then my life.
That's a completely valid question. That's a completely valid answer. I mean, if you don't, you don't.
It's tricky because a lot of games I play are shooters, and what do you do in shooters? Mass murder. Don't really relate to that.
You know, if I go missing.
Don't really relate to that. I will say I've got a thing for like father figures in games, like the God of War 2018 reboot, something like The Last of Us, something like obviously like Drake in Uncharted. Well, I think not Uncharted 4 anyway. Just got a thing for father figures. The Fallout games, Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, both about fathers. Weirdly, just I don't know. Just as like, I mean, lost my stepdad when I was a bit younger and stuff like that. You just sort of look for that, didn't you? In like not only games but media as well. So like I sort of look to them to how I want to be in the future, and that is by killing loads of zombies with mass murder. Clearly,
hey, that's completely okay.
Yeah.
Zombies have to die. Sorry, they gotta die. It's for the sake of my family.
Crash Bandicoot, because every time he makes a mistake, it's whoa. That's constantly living in my brain.
And when nothing's happening, he does a little dance.
Yeah, he does a little dance. Got the eyebrows.
It does the spin, like on one point,
and also, causes mass murder. So same again. Yeah. Those turtles aren't living anymore.
Oh, he breaks. You break a lot of stuff.
I break a lot of stuff. There you go. So my answer is Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot. Get me some apples, break some boxes, and try
Wumpa fruits.
Yeah, Wumpa
fruits. Sorry.
And gather some masks.
Yeah, gather some masks. They'll give you some superpowers, just like, and you just shut off, and you just like superpower like a star. It's like a Mario, but like in a star mode, just like kill everyone at the same time and destroy all the boxes as well.
Mass murder.
Mass murder, yeah.
All the explosions.
Yeah. Let's not go into too much detail on that. To be fair,
Goya had a comment today. I used to go to the arcade a lot to play them. Talk about the dance mat games because I did have a mat at home. But yeah, Just Dance and Beat Saber is the go-to dance and rhythm moving games now. Beat Saber is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like Beat Saber. And he also said Dad of War when you were talking about God of War. Father.
Yeah, that's it. Creates mass murder.
I like it. All right, next question we got is the second to last question. It says, "What do you look for when deciding on a new game to play?"
I'd say something that I definitely don't look for is graphics and and genre. Really, I sort of play anything. Like, there's nothing that I won't give a go.
I won't play a platformer.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, though. I'm not big on platformers either.
I mean, it all depends on my mood. If I'm like in the mood, like I just want to kill a load of people, then it's something like Doom, something like that. Yeah. If it's something like I want to create something, then it'd be something like Minecraft or something like Planet Coaster or something like, it all depends on mood. It's never like, oh, that game looks bad, because I don't think any game necessarily looks bad. It just looks different. I mean, obviously there can be bad mechanics in the game which can let it down, but I never think, I never go write something off just because of the type of game it is, But everyone's different.
Yeah, and that's why we ask the interviews and we get different opinions on it. I love it. It's great. It's wonderful.
I like a game that has like a point to it. Like I don't just want to just play for the sake of playing stuff. Like I like like a what?
Like a Planet Coaster.
Yeah. No, because those have like goals to it. You got to get the keys and stuff like that. with lemon cake, it was a goal that you wanted to make lemon cake. Like, there needs to be a point to playing, because like The Sims, I used to play that all the time, but I would always have to have a goal. Like, I wanted to be a celebrity, or I wanted to have a certain amount of money or something. Like, I need to have a goal to work towards. But then apart from that, I don't really care as long as it's easy to control. Because I hate a game where you're just sitting there and you're like, I can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm supposed to be going, how I'm supposed to get there. Like, I'm getting so frustrated with Portal 2. Like, you love it. I've started playing it on the single player mode, and I'm just sitting there going, can't do it, that's it, I'm done. And then he's had to come over and like rescue me and just like shoot a hole somewhere.
But then I thought but that's puzzles.
Yeah, but like I can't. My brain don't work that way, clearly.
You're sort of puzzle adventures. So my puzzles are like Portal, or what else have we played? Like Resident Evil's a puzzle game.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. That sort of thing's alright. But yeah, I like to have a point to it, and I like to just be able to easily pick it up. And I don't want to have a game where I'm sort of like, I can't just sit there, play it for half an hour and come away. Like, I want to be able to like jump in and out of it without having to be like, I've got to commit and sit here for a couple of hours if I'm going to get anything out of it. Or like Valorant, you can jump in, do a round, jump back out. So you can do the same with you guys. But then like other games, and you're like, oh well, I've got to sit here for 3 hours because I've got to finish this mission. And so I can't be dealing with that. I can't watch long films. I can't play long games. It's not me.
All right, awesome. Goya goes Mario, though. I guess it was back to the first comment we made earlier. The last question I have for you guys today, and probably one of the most important for anybody who's interested in checking out your community, is describe your community in 5 sentences or less.
No
if you go
pressure.
a little over, it's okay.
Yeah, no
I'm just going to give you words because it's going to be easier than sentences.
That works.
Ooh.
So we have variety. We play all different games from Valorant to Lemon Cake, Fall Guys. What else do we play? Community games, random, horror games, literally such random stuff. Like basically, you name it, we've probably played something like it.
Mario.
Yeah. We're unprofessional. Like, we are shit at every game we play. There's not a game that we play that we're like, we're really good at this. Name a game that we have streamed that you think you're good at.
Halo?
You've never streamed Halo. I played it. And I drove the car off a mountain because I was following a dot that apparently is always in the middle of the screen. There's a clip on our channel of it if you don't believe me.
Wow.
Okay, so that's 2 words.
Yeah, that's 2 words. And yeah.
Okay. We're quirky. I think you can see that.
Yeah.
That's
a good thing. That's a good thing.
We're all inclusive and friendly. Everyone can come out and hang out with us.
Yeah.
We're not gonna turn you away because you're weird or whatever, because we're weird. Like, just come and hang out with us.
As long as you're not toxic.
As long as you're not toxic, I will ban you. I'm not scared to ban people.
Me either.
You're banned.
Oh,
no! What are you saying? Sorry.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry. And he's also got that I'm cute look, but I'm cute.
Yeah, he's cute. He's adorable, aren't you?
You'll see in the stream.
We're just gonna have a Ralph break.
You'll see the stream coming up with the puppy dog eyes. It's like,
yeah, I can do puppy dog eyes. Do you want to see them?
Yeah, go on then. Do it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Ralph would approve if he was looking. Right, I need more words. We're opinionated. We have a lot of opinions, especially him. Talking about Halo.
I'm the one who's like, talking about the dog. And then you're like, oh, well, it can't be this and it can't be that.
Yeah, I'm not playing a platformer. I'm not playing a shooter. I'm not playing this dance game.
No, I'm opinionated.
I love the puppy had opinions. The puppy has opinions.
You have opinions? He will play with anything. Anyone. My 7-month-old nephew came around the other day. Loved him. Licking his face, licking his feet, licking his bum. Loved it, didn't you?
He was dressed.
He was dressed,
let him lick a naked baby.
He just She was like, "Oh, what's this?"
All about dogs.
Okay, so yeah, basically the main thing of our channel is we are just a Ralph fan group. Yeah. That's all we are.
That's awesome.
Just everybody comes to our channel to see Ralph. We have a raffle.
We have a raffle
emoji.
That will be.
We've got to get the Ralph hype in the chat. We also have a cat called Goose who occasionally appears. Not very often. It's mainly Ralph. So everybody's here just for Ralph. They don't care about me, don't care about the games. It's just Ralph.
That's how it was with the loon too. When she popped her little head up, everybody was like, "Oh, look at the doggy! Look at the doggy! Look at the doggy!" And it didn't matter what I was saying; they were watching a loon. Yeah. I was like, "Okay."
I just paused the game now and I full screen it, and I just moved the camera to look at him, and I'm like, "There you go. Just have your Ralph 5 minutes, and then we'll go back to the game."
All right, so that's all the questions I have for you guys. And Goya has a couple comments before we go into the next segment. He said, when I guess we were talking about what you look for, he goes, mood. I like learning about story or new game mechanics. Like sometimes I see games that on the outside look like something I wouldn't play, and come to find out I love it. I did that with Phoenix. Is that Phoenix or Finks Rising? That Ubisoft game. I don't know.
The Immortals. Yeah.
One of them. Also, friends, I try games I like because I like playing with them. And he's talking about the dot on your screen. He goes, that's called your crosshair. And he goes, so you raise a little Firkin. So cute. He is so the star. It's great. I love it.
You can redeem a treat for him with 1,000 channel points in our streams. So we stop the stream and he does a high five or does paw for a treat for 1,000 channel points.
Little flirkin. He said flirkin. I thought I said firkin because my screen is bad. Flirkin. You raise a little flirkin is what he said. So cute.
Oh my God.
Goose is a cat, a.k.a. Flirkin, and then Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the one. Yeah. There you go. And he's ginger.
Yeah, Lewis surprised me with him. I got home from work and we were having dinner and finished, and he went, right, get your shoes, I'm going out. And I was like, where are we going? And he's like, I'm not telling you, I'll just get in the car. And then we drove for like half an hour. He wouldn't tell me where we were going, and we turned up in some just random street. And I was like, we don't know anybody that lives here. Like, I was starting to get panicked, and I was like, we don't know anyone here. Why are we here? And I thought he was going to sell me or something. And then we go to the store.
Did you think about it?
We went to the store, and she's like, she was like, oh, hi, come in. And I was just like, we don't know you. Who are you? And then we walked in, and there was all these little ginger kittens everywhere. And she's like, which one do you want? And I was like, what? We're getting a cat? And then he was like, I want a ginger cat. We're going to call it Goose. And I was like, oh, are we? Oh, okay. He had it all planned out. And he just literally drove me there to pick the one I wanted. And
here, we're going to go. I'm going to surprise you with the animal that I want. Yeah, I love it. It's great. That's the best way to do it in a relationship.
We was like picking them all up to see which one we wanted. And like the one that we brought home, I picked him up and he was snuggled into me and he fell asleep on me here. So he was like, we've got to take this one. Like I couldn't put him back down. Like as soon as he fell asleep, I was like, no, he's coming home. Coming home, boss.
Yeah. That's so cute. Yeah.
Whereas so Ralph was a bit more shopping, weren't you? We bought him on Facebook.
Aww.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was like a charity who finds them in Romania just on the streets, and they upload them to their Facebook page. And then you can just go on there, choose the one you want. They come and check your house out, and then they basically put him on a bus and sent him here.
Aww. He was a puppy ship. It was great.
Yeah. There was like 50 dogs that all came over at the same time. They all get on their little bus with their passport and their immigration paperwork, and then they travel over here.
That's too cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. That's adorable.
Stamp of authority. Like, yeah, you're through. You too, Ralph.
So cute. All right, so that's all the questions I have for you guys. And we had the wonderful little Ralph star moment.
Yeah,
he's very much got star power.
absolutely. Thank you, Trance. Thank you for the questions on the segment 3. We got the last one now at 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Doggy passport.
Oh, doggy passport.
That's what Goya
said. So the last segment of the day is basically the Ask Us Anything. So you may want to ask me, Retro Wolf Live, or Trance, Gamer Girl, the hostess with the mostess, or GulliloverGames. at the bottom.
Wait,
Yeah. That'll be it. So yeah, if you've got any questions for the next 5 to 10 minutes, send them in. And if your question's in, if you're in my chat on Twitch, which is on Retro Wolf Live, we will publish it on the screen. For ones that are listening on the audio, you will have to listen to us.
You'll have to listen to the audio. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
They'd be like, "Well, we want an interactive screen. Why?" Well, tough shit.
You should have made the live show.
Audio, if you're listening on audio, I'm sorry. You miss out on all the interactive stuff. You really do, and I feel bad for you.
It's like, why would you do this to us? Why?
But we're happy that you're listening to us in audio. Thank you.
Yeah, so guys, if you're in the chat, and Trans will check her chat as well to ask us anything. Ask us anything, to be fair. I mean, if we don't get anything in the next few minutes, I will ask a question to GulliloverGames and hear their thoughts. Or Ralph, to be fair. See what his response is as well.
You can ask Ralph.
We can probably show you Ralph's favourite toy.
Okay, what's Ralph's favourite toy?
Mr. Mallard. Go find Mr. Mallard.
Favourite. This is new.
Okay. Well,
when we get back, I have a question from Goya.
Nice.
All of his toys are named. We have named them all.
Yeah, we named Alloons too. I mean, even if it was like just named Duck for the duck, but she knew what it was. So
yeah, it's like we go, "Where's Crocodillo?" and he goes and gets his crocodile.
Crocodile. I mean, where's your duck? Where's your rabbit? And she would go get him. It was the cutest thing.
Are you going to show it off?
Did you get your toy?
It just chucks.
Yeah.
That's Mr. Mallard. He's a little duck, and he squeaks.
That's the best part. We haven't had to do squeaker surgery on him yet.
No, he's quite new.
Is it tough?
That's good.
Yeah, it's one of the tough ones, like the indestructible ones, apparently.
Nice. Yeah. Goya has a question. He said, for Gulliver Games, how did the puppers and Flurkin interact with each other? Are they nice or ignore each other, or are they arch enemies?
It depends on the day. Sometimes they'll be lovely. Like I've done streams before where I've been sitting here and the cat's been sitting on this chair and then Ralph's been sitting behind me and they're all just like chilling. Earlier on, the cat was like, the cat was up there and the dog was just sitting there watching him, absolutely happy as Larry. But then other times they're like, no, what are you doing? Get away from me. So it really does depend on what mood they're in. But 9 times out of 10, they're all right. The cat gets a bit jumpy, so it'll chase him, but they're normally fine. The dog just really likes cat poo, so we have to always race him to the litter tray if the cat's been down there. That's our main problem.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, if you know the cat's gone in there, you need to run, because otherwise the dog will eat it.
Oh, wow.
Well, that put me off drinking for a bit. Well,
it's true. This is the problems you have to deal with when you have a cat and a dog. The dog will eat the cat poo.
She's right. She's 100% right.
Oh.
I've had houses with multiple animals, and yeah, she's 100% right. Oh, Duck Kitty. Hi, Goose. You're so cute. You're so cute with your little socks. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're giving kisses. We're being sweet. I love it.
Good boy.
He's the goodest. The goodest little Ralph. So adorable.
Yeah.
Bless. I'll tell you what. I'm just speechless because it's just absolutely amazing tonight, to be fair. It's just all Ralph. It's just
all about the Ralph.
It's all about the Ralph as well. So, I've got a question actually from you guys. Actually, I know you guys like to play like the old retro games and like back in the day, like the Windows and all the other stuff. What was the first game that you two ever played, like a battle, like a two-player game?
What, together? Or
yeah.
What games did we first play together? I have no idea. We've been together like nearly 6 years. I don't know.
I mean, we bought the Wii U quite soon after we got together. We played a lot of Mario Kart
And Sonic Racing.
And Sonic Racing.
My favourite game that we play together is Overcooked 2, but somebody else doesn't like it.
I have seen you do like an intro before you start the streams or do a break, and I'll see what happened with the fire in the icicle situation. And I'm the same. To be fair, if Shani's still here, the first time we ever did it, I said the rice, and then it was like. It was just mad. It was absolutely mad. It was just like that. It was everywhere.
And we didn't let you live down the fact that you burnt the rice forever and a day ago, and we still don't. To the point, we still make sure that you know that you burnt the rice.
Yeah, we all the time, don't we?
Oh, on Overcooked. I thought we were talking about real life.
I don't cook in real life, so at all.
That too. I mean,
I was like, you're dissing my cooking.
No, I'm not. The best game that we've played together, I think, is It Takes Two.
Yeah.
Have you played that? It only came out.
I haven't played it.
It's so good because you have to play it 2-player. You can't play it like single player. And it's about like a married couple who are having problems and they're going to get divorced, and then like you get turned into toys. And
it's
then
really cheery.
Yeah. Yeah, you get turned into toys and you basically have to fix your relationship to get back into human. But every sort of like level is completely different mechanics. So it's like there was jumping things and I got so stressed. If you watched me stream it, I was losing the plot at some points.
It'll like bring out a new mechanic of so quite early on in the game, one of the mechanics is the guy Cody and the wife, is it May? So Cody can throw, they're in like a shed, right, in a workshop. So Cody picks up a couple of nails and May picks up the top of a hammerhead, top of the hammer. So what Cody has to do, he has to throw the nails at like a chipboard while May has to jump and swing from the nails onto different platforms. So then obviously like Cody can't get there. So then he like retracts the nails and then has to sort of dot them out so that May can do platforming sections off of them. And it's all about, cooperative because you can't do it single player. There's no way of doing it.
Yeah, you have to communicate.
Yeah. So it's all about communication and
we were just screaming at each other at one point. He's like, "It's not that hard," and I'm like, "It bloody is, you do it." So hard.
Oh.
Goya said overcooked kills friendships.
Yeah.
And he said that you were talking about It Takes Two. He said it's on Game Pass. Only one person needs the game. So
yeah, it's quite good that way. You can just you can play with whoever you want.
Yep, it's really good.
As long as you've got friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there was any others.
It goes on for quite a bit as well.
Yeah, it was
like
a decent length game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever see a sequel to it?
I think so. The studio that made them made It Takes
It Takes Three.
Yeah,
It Takes Three.
No, they made it A Way Out.
We played that.
So that's co-op only, as well.
Yeah.
So I think that like they've found their niche, and I think they'll do something similar, but I don't think it'll be like It Takes Four.
Yeah.
That's being possible.
It won't like.
I don't know. It depends on what you got to do for each player.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm really into watching people on YouTube at the moment, like mod games. And I was watching someone that modded It Takes Two, and they made the family out of Bob's Burgers. I was dying. It was hilarious, and they were just like wandering around, just like Bob's Burger people. Oh, I couldn't control myself.
Goya said It Takes Four is too much.
Backpack from Dora the Explorer as well. So it's so cute.
Just as you mentioned about the mods, I know you guys did some streaming on Resident Evil. They did a Simpsons one recently, or Family Guy. I can't remember. Was it Family Guy or Simpsons? I can't remember.
I've seen a Simpsons one. Yeah,
and I was like, yes, and then you just realised, oh shit, these are not good. The worst mod I've seen. Well, it's not worst mod. Someone did Thomas the Tank Engine as the big. I can't remember the
Lady
big
D.
Yeah, and it was just like I'm gonna choo you afterwards on there. That was bad. I know.
They're so good. I love modding. I couldn't mod my games because I don't know what I'm doing. I just love watching people's YouTube content of modded games. It's great.
Modded games can be fun. They can be lots of fun. They give a whole nother like dynamic to a game. They really do.
I used to mod 360 saves. You could extract the save out of your Xbox 360 and change all the inventory and stuff in your save. That's quite cool.
Okay.
Goya goes, I love modding, and he said earlier, it takes 4 is too much. We kind of were talking over each other. I wasn't trying to talk over you, so it kind of cut out on my end, so I didn't know they were still talking. But yeah, he said I love modding, so.
Yeah, modding's great. It just gives a whole new life to the game.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, if you like to mod, what would you like to see in a current game that you want to see modded next?
Ghost of Tsushima, Star Wars mod.
Really?
Yeah, because that 100%. Combat is perfect for a Star Wars game. You can, you know, as a samurai, you can take dudes out in like 1 hit, 2 hits. You can deflect arrows. So it's just a Star Wars game with the samurai skin on it. Because guess what? In Star Wars, you deflect blaster fire and you can take guys out in 1 hit. It's perfect for a Star Wars game.
Nice.
Goya is 100% on board with that. He goes, yes.
See,
yes.
He knows.
You'll see him. Bow down to that answer. That was fantastic as well. So, one more from me. Your top 5 streamers that you've ever met. Well, not met, but you know what I mean, that you've seen. To be fair, what's your top 5 streamers that you watched or recommend? As always, I know you said it briefly, but I want to hear it in.
I already named like 6 people that I like.
Well,
she did too, technically.
I'm saying 5. So who's the top 5? I know I'm a harsh bastard. Sorry, but this is just the honest truth. God's honest truth with that.
I quite like I said, MC Fixer. I like Atomic Yin. He's quite entertaining. Yeah, he's always doing community nights and stuff. He's very good. I'm
gonna look through the people that I am following while you talk.
So I like them. I like a new channel I've just started following called Very Average Gameplay, or VAG for short.
Nice.
Just 2 English guys, usually playing community games. They're quite fun. Who else do I like to watch? I mean, I don't want to list our friends because then we're playing favourites. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys don't get shout out.
Well, you know, if your friends are in your top 5.
Yeah.
Well,
nope, they're not. They've all been demoted.
Yeah.
Oh no! Why?
Kadikarus, we like to watch his streams.
Like Kadikarus.
It depends on what he's playing.
Nicky Fox. We quite like Nicky Fox.
Yeah,
as well.
he interacts with chat all the time.
It's Nicky Fox 101 actually. But yeah, he's quite interactive. He wears wigs and stuff on his stream if you redeem them. That's quite funny. Someone that I really like is the One Manny. And he plays different games. He's been playing The Walking Dead, the Telltale game, and Mario Kart and stuff like that. But he streams as a dog.
A dog, yeah. I was just about to ask that.
Yeah.
That was amazing how he did it, Buff.
It's so funny. When he plays The Walking Dead, he doesn't talk to chat or anything. He turns that all off. He literally just plays the game. And his facial expressions, I'm crying like every time I watch it. Because it'll just be like sitting there and the dog will just be like normal and all of a sudden it'll just go whoop. He's great. I love him so much. He's amazing.
Who's the guy that plays Fall Guys all the time? The guy who's got the world record.
Kawaii Neku Waifu. He's an Australian guy who's got the world record for the most wins on Fall Guys. And he streams every day for like 7-8 hours. And he just plays Fall Guys. So
if you like Fall Guys, but you're not good at it, and you want to see someone who's good at it.
Yeah, he gives like tips on like what he says there's one level, I can't remember what it's ski something. What's the one with the hoops? Ski Fall, I think it's called, and it's like big rings. It's got little rings in it in the different colours, and you go through the rings, you get the points. You need like 15 points. He says, don't even bother with all of them. Just run straight to the end and jump in the last ring. So that's where you get the most points. So he said, stop wasting your time on those, just run straight to the end and then you get your points. Like, following that advice is the only way I have ever completed that particular thing. Like, he's really good. He's one of the first people I ever followed as well. And I still watch him.
He does a Crash 4, doesn't he?
Goya said, I personally love Michael Reeves. I can watch coding for hours, and Christopher Yee, he builds a lot of PCs.
Oh, right, that's cool. Yeah, I watched Damosk as well, who's got the world record for the fastest speed run of Crash Bandicoot 4.
Wow.
So yeah, he I don't know if he's been streaming recently, but yeah, he was literally streaming every single day, just trying to beat his record because he had the record and wanted to beat it. So then he beat it. And yeah, it was really cool when he did because he like posted it all over Twitter, and I was there at the time when he beat it. So I was like, it's amazing!
I love those moments because you're just like a monumental, historical stuff as well, and you just want to be there, just like, here you go, there you go. It's just like, yes, we was there, I was there. Oh,
I was there.
It was so exciting. His chat just went like mental. There was like a massive hype train, and like there was someone that gifted like 100 subs because he was like so proud of him. It was crazy.
Wow.
That's mad. That is absolutely.
It's like, who has the money to gift that amount of subs? I can't even sub to all the people I want to sub to, let alone gifting subs.
I'm with you too, but there are people that do it. Even in a couple of my other friends' streams, that there's people that'll just pop in, literally drop in for like a few minutes, drop 50 gift subs, and leave. That's all they do.
Yeah,
they just drop gift subs.
A friend of ours does that. Mm-hmm. He's come into our stream a couple of times and just like gifted like 10 subs or something. And I was like, stop doing it. And he goes, oh, well, otherwise I'll just click on random COD streamers and send them a couple of gift subs. And I'm like, why? Like, you don't speak to these people. Why? Why are you doing that? Stop wasting your money. Just give me your money.
It's like that Family Guy moment with Stewie and Brian, like, give me your money, man. Where's your money, man? That's it.
I'm just going to mug him next time I see him. Like, waste your money otherwise.
Got money? You got money? That's another Family Guy reference. Where's my money? Where's my money?
Are there any good Twitch references?
Our prices have never been lower.
But liquor.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
That's my bit alert.
Don't shout though. It's lame.
Okay.
It is late for you guys. It is pretty late for y'all.
I don't care. Next door have parties all the time, and they're inconsiderate.
There. I lived in places like that. Not now, but I did.
Yeah.
But have you got any other questions, Trans, before we stop the podcast itself?
Goya goes, well, have you heard of Prime Gaming? You can sub to one of your favorite streamers each month, plus free games and in-game items every month. Plugging that Prime Gaming. Good job, Goya.
This podcast is brought to you by Prime Gaming.
And exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't have any other questions, no.
No worries. At 2 hours and 40 minutes, the longest ever podcast, I believe. I think it's the longest podcast.
Told you, 3 hours next week.
Well, you had two people to interview. So.
This is true. It was 2 instead of the 1.
That's true. It's a bulk office, but I want to get one free on that one, to be fair. So, but I'd like to say I'd like to say thank you to GulliloverGames for their amazing time with the podcast. Have you guys enjoyed it today?
No.
I knew that was. I was expecting.
Well, Ralph didn't enjoy it either. Look, he's taking himself off the bed. He's got bored here.
Rejected. Absolute rejected with that, to be fair. So, but have you guys enjoyed it though? That's the main thing. That's good. Would you do it again in the near future?
Not for 2.5 hours, no.
No, I'll try to eliminate it to like 2.
We've been trying to get it down to 2 hours. I promise we have. 2 hours and less is the marker. We get on tangents and it just goes off the rails every time. I mean, I love it. I love us talking with our friends. It's awesome. But we really are trying to get it under the 2 mark.
We might have to start the time a bit earlier rather than 9 o'clock, a bit 8 o'clock.
I mean, I can't do 8 o'clock your time.
Yeah, I know. It's just it would have been a lot easier, but don't worry about it. It's just basically it's just enjoyment, and it's just been an absolute blast.
We have fun though. That's all that matters. We have lots of fun here.
Guys, can you please check out GulliloverGames? I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you are nearly at the 300 marker. Nearly.
Yeah, I think we're on 277 at the moment. About
Yay! So close.
So guys, if you are watching the stream or listening back on the podcast with the audio version, whenever that will be, I'm not sure when, please check out GulliloverGames. I had to say it that quick, but I couldn't say it that quick, to be fair. I don't know why I keep repeating. To be fair, try and get it as quickly as possible. But basically, check out GulliloverGames. They are amazing. They are absolutely amazing. And the streams, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And check them out, guys. Absolutely check them out as well. And I'd like to thank Trans Gamer Girl, the hostess with the mostess as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, that was bad.
Try to be polite.
It's been a weird day, Malk. It's been a weird day. Okay.
I know, but there you go. There's the love. That's it, to be fair. So, and I was your host with the most, Retro Wolf Live, aka Malk.
I remember this time.
Can we add something?
Yeah. If you've got any promotional
if you like listening to my voice, which no one does, you can check out my podcast, which is called Play Movies, Watch Games, Pitchcast, where each 2 weeks, we had narrowed it down to each 2 weeks, otherwise I was running out of ideas. Every 2 weeks, we either pitch a movie as a video game or a video game as a movie. We've done topics like the perfect Toy Story video game, the perfect James Bond video game, stuff like that. So
combat film,
Super Mario as a movie, stuff like that. So it's good fun. We did have that, and it was bad, wasn't it? The original
what?
One. No, the Super Mario.
Oh,
Super Mario Brothers. You remember
the
that?
original? It's a cult classic.
That, yeah, and then new one coming up from Illumination, who are the guys behind Despicable Me. And The Secret Life of Pets and stuff, but we pitch our own spin on it. So there you go.
Have you got any more promotions, guys, or social media before we check out?
Yeah, to get your Beyond Energy with 10% off with code GulliLover. It's a nootropic filled energy drink rather than sugar, so you don't get that crash, but you still get that energy.
Yeah,
I like how you just try to get that word.
I struggle with it every time. Nootropics. It isn't
it's a very weird word.
Yeah, I thought it was made up. I had to Google it to see if it was a real thing or not. I think it was something that Beyond had made up, but it's a real thing.
Goya had a few last minute comments. He had a big smile, laugh. We were talking about the plug. He goes, "Let's go for the 4-hour mark." No, Goya, we're trying to get it back down to
15 more minutes. Let's go. Come on.
We've been trying to tame this down a little bit.
Okay, hour and 15 minutes. Let's keep going.
And he said also plug the supplements again, which you already did. So you were ahead of the game on that. She was already thinking ahead. You got it.
See, that's why we do Bish Bash Bosh. Get in on there, to be fair. So, it's been an absolute blast. I've really enjoyed it. Trans has enjoyed it. I'm sure GulliloverGames. I keep saying it. Why do I keep it wrong?
You've been saying it wrong for so long. Now you're having to correct it.
I know.
It's because you always just call me Gigi when I actually talk to you.
Gigi works.
Yeah, that's why I just say to everyone, just call me Gigi because it's so much easier. Because everyone's like,
That's going to be
another clip moment.
I'll tell you what, cheers for that, guys. We are going to be shooting off now, and I'll tell you what, we are going to be for episode 7 next week. Who is it next week, Travis?
Next week we have USMC Vet 2016. He is somebody I've known since we call it down here, knee high to a grasshopper. We grew up together, and he is starting to stream now. He just reached affiliate level. He sent me the screenshot of the email, and we're going to talk to him about that. And I'll make sure I update the panels with the discussions that we'll have, hopefully by Wednesday, as provided that Trance remembers to update the panels this week. So Yeah, because I've been slacking, y'all. It's been a crazy week. I'm sorry.
No
yes.
comments. No comments.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Jack. He was so excited. He's been working on it. He's been grinding on. He's been on that grind every night. He's on. Look, he really is. So
brilliant stuff. Anyway, cheers for that, guys. Please check out GG. That's all I'm going to say. Check out GG from now. They do absolutely much. And then do the dance moves on the screen itself. But cheers for that, guys. We're going to stop now. Episode 7 will start at 9 p.m. and will finish in under 2 hours' time. If not,
that's the goal.
It won't.
That's the goal.
It won't.
Spoiler alert, it won't.
We're trying.
It'll be 4 hours, 9 hour look, to be fair. Right. Cheers for that, guys. I'm going to stop the stream. Take care of yourselves and see you next week. Ta-ra,
bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.